Hello there. Welcome to Obi Wan Kenobi, a review, retrospective review of all 6 episodes. I have 2 fellow nerds joining me on the podcast shortly, hopefully. Just sit here. Actually, we could say this is the Paul Rogan podcast. Welcome to the Paul Rogan podcast. Let's see who turns up for this podcast. It's been 2 years, possibly 2.5 years since we did Mandalorian season 2 review. Got my notes that you can't see. So I'm well prepared. Three minutes and counting. I think Matt's going to be the first one in. He usually is. Maybe no one's going to turn up. Let's see what happens. Can hear someone? Maybe not. Maybe not. Hello there. It's 5 o'clock, guys. What's going on? Hello there. Matt,
Hello.
are you there? Hello there.
I'm here. Can you hear me?
I can hear you.
Can you see me?
Yeah, I can see you. Can you see me?
I can see you. Yeah. Hold on. I'm just going to turn the audio up. I can't really. Well, I can hear you, but not very well.
Welcome to the Paul Rogan podcast.
The size of that stogie.
It is. It's an old one. I've saved it up.
Yeah. You've been waiting 18 months for the next podcast.
No, it's not quite that old, but it's a couple of weeks old.
Oh, that's not too bad.
Yeah, it's quite a big one.
Yeah, it's nice. Hey, is that a proper Cuban one? What have we got there?
It was part of that stuff that Annette bought me. She bought me about a pack of about 12 from around the world.
That was just for Christmas.
That was from Christmas, yeah.
Last Christmas or the Christmas?
Half a year.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's my furlough and then my retirement sort of.
Yeah. Hey, you're
back of the garden kind of relaxation treat.
Nice. Yeah, I heard from your dad that you've been made redundant now.
Yeah, I'm loving it.
Yeah. When was that then?
That was April, end of April.
Okay. Oh, a couple.
It's not been long.
Right.
Yeah.
Still a couple of months though. Yeah. No, I think he told Pat, and then Pat mentioned to me, but I didn't know if we were.
Yeah.
Pat was like, "Oh, I don't know if we're supposed to know or not." I said, "After a while." I'll be speaking to him soon. I'll see if he mentions it. And you literally took 30 seconds to mention it to me then.
Well, it's only because, as I say, I'm getting into all the relaxation stuff.
Oh, you do, don't you? It's nice.
You got to pass the time with alcohol and stuff, don't you?
Yeah, exactly. Cool. Oh, good stuff. So what is your plan in all seriousness? You're going to just take some time off, or is that it? You're going to sell up. You're going to sell up and buy a camper van and just live off the proceeds of your house.
Oh, wouldn't that be nice? So
sell your kids. Sell on that.
I've got clauses in my termination contract which could prevent me from working in the same industry for 3 months.
Oh, 3 months. Okay.
Yeah.
That's not too bad.
So August the 1st is when the other half would assume I'll be going back to work. But who knows?
Who knows? Yeah. I mean, man, that's less than a month away now, isn't it?
It's gone quick. Too quick.
Yeah, bloody hell.
So how long did you before you got back into it?
Yeah, so 6 months.
At 6.
Yeah, I'd recommend that. I'd recommend that as a minimum, Paul, if you can.
Was that during the summer?
It was during the summer, but it was also. I mean, in fairness, and in all seriousness, that wasn't initially the plan. I was going to originally, like yourself, maybe take 2, possibly 3 months off, and then get work. But then, yeah, the pandemic kind of came along because I left in 31st of March 2020. So, but when I signed up for the voluntary redundancy, it was like end of January, so before COVID had kind of reared its head, So I thought, I've got till March. I'll take a couple of months off, and then I'll find something, But yeah, but then by the time I finished end of March, there was like nothing. The whole world had shut down, So I wasn't grumbling. You could take your mortgage holiday. So we kind of took that for a period of time, 3 months and then 6 months, I think. So there was no hurry. So I just took the whole of the summer off and then some, and then just went back.
Desperate to get back to work?
Not really, mate. No, not at all. I could have easily taken a year, to be honest with you, but yeah, I thought if I didn't go back soon, I'd probably
I've got
I probably wouldn't go back at all.
Yeah, so the thing I've got insurance that covers me from September for a year.
Oh, right.
So I've got this dilemma of how hard do I actually look?
Yeah. So how have you got that then?
I've been paying for it for about 12 years. So I pay about £100 a month.
Oh, I see.
And that gives me £1,500 a month for a year.
Right. Okay.
So
and that kicks in September.
Hmm.
Yeah. Okay. Well, that's doable, isn't it?
Yeah, I mean, part of me wants to use that money because
Yes.
I've been paying into that.
Exactly, you've been paying, yeah.
So it's, but that means we'll still be talking this time next year, and I'll be going. Yeah. I've been looking occasionally,
But why not? I mean, have you? When was the last time you took any? I've seen you've been working since school, haven't you? Yeah. So why not take some time off? I'll speak to Nettie for you. Don't worry. Put her on. Bring her up. Bring her up here. We'll have a chat while we're waiting for G-Man. Do you think he's joining us?
He's coming. He's coming, man. He's coming.
Oh, okay.
Here he is. Hold on.
Is he having roasted his nans?
He's Hold on, Shadow. Can you see the screen the same as I can see it?
What, with Obi Wan and all the characters? Yeah, I can see that.
And I was hoping you guys would be transparent as well. Gee, welcome to the Paul Rogan podcast.
Blimey. I can't see G.
So we're all three side by side.
G, where are you?
I'm here.
I can't see you.
Yo.
Oh, here he is.
Yeah, hold on. He was very small. I'm just blowing him up.
Oh, he's gone.
Life size. Moving down a bit. Move you down a bit. Make you a bit smaller. G, how are you doing?
Yeah, I'm all right. Can you hear me okay?
Yeah.
All right. Good. I'm using my laptop for the first time on the Zoom.
Nice.
Normally, I've been using the tablet, and I've got like a nice MacBook here, so I thought let me try it on that.
Sounds good, mate. You always one for the latest technology.
Yeah. I want to change this one. They got a new one coming out like this month, apparently.
Oh, hold on a minute. We've got to ask the question. Last time we did a podcast, Matt was using some outdated technology, wasn't he?
Was he?
Remember?
I was using an iPad as well. I'm using
something to do with you couldn't see. I don't know. Remember we were ripping the piss out of him for something. I can't remember what it was.
You guys are always ripping the piss.
No, they weren't nasty. It was just you had some.
How the devil are you, Matt?
I'm all right. Yeah, how you doing, bro? You okay? Good to see you.
I see. Always. You good?
Yeah, very well, very well. What's the new white T-shirt you got on there?
Oh, it's just one that I picked
up. Hoodrich.
Hoodrich, yeah. I picked it up in JD's yesterday.
Nice.
I was just like, I needed some new white T-shirts because all my T-shirts are black.
Yes, yeah.
Maybe I should have worn a white T-shirt. I'm the odd one out now.
Say again? Yeah.
I'm the odd one out.
Yeah, why you not got a white T-shirt on, Paul, man? What's going on?
I didn't know that was the dress code.
I took a leaf out of G's book and put my white one on.
Yeah, man.
Yeah. Oh, Paul, you've gone full camo.
It's Joe Rogan. I was doing the Joe Rogan vibe, so it's Paul Rogan podcast. So I was trying to. Yeah.
So what's this thing that you said you were trying out, Paul? Is that the background that you got there now?
Yeah. What I was hoping that you guys would be transparent as well.
How do you mean?
Probably not.
So that you could see, like with me, you can see the background. Yeah.
Yeah.
So what they inferred was, I don't know what version of Zoom you're running, that you guys would potentially have the same background.
1 second, I've got an Amazon delivery.
Oh,
just 1 second.
What is it? A Black Series?
Hello?
Obi Wan?
Yeah, I have no idea what version I'm running, to be honest with you.
Yeah, it just said I updated my Zoom thing, and it gave me a lot more options for filters and stuff like that.
Oh, I see. Okay.
Because my lighting in here is not very good, but you can adjust for the lighting.
Right. Where are you up in the?
What was it, G? Star Wars?
Amazon.
Star Wars figurine?
No, you're right. No. Not yet. You know what? I will be getting into actually. I don't know if you guys ever did models, but I don't know if you've seen like the new like Lego Technics like models like of the cars, like they've done the Formula One.
Yeah.
Have you seen it? It's bloody amazing. My friend at work, he's older than me, and he's bought that. He's got like what else did he buy? He bought like something to do with Star Wars, a Star Wars thing.
Is that expensive?
They vary up in prices depending on how big the model is. I mean, the Formula One car is about I think it's about 120. But this is not Lego for kids. This is for adults. You know what I mean? Because it's like proper intrusive. Like, you know, it'll take you a couple of days to build them, kind of thing. You know, 2-3 days to. But they're so, you know, he's like.
I've seen them. They're really deep. They're really good.
They're really detailed, and he says even like everything moves on the Formula One car, like the engine parts move, like, you know,
What one would you get then?
Well, there's a few, man, because at first he started off with the actual Lego helmets, and he started buying like the Star Wars stuff. He bought a couple of those, and then obviously they launched out the Formula One car, you know, the orange one.
Yeah, the McLaren.
Yeah, the McLaren. They released that, and he says it's quite big. It's like a fair size. It's massive. It's not a little.
Are they ready built?
Yeah, he built. No, he built it.
Oh.
He had to build it. You know what I mean? And like, what else has he got? He's got like a Range Rover. He got. He's got to have a few bits and pieces. There's so many stuff coming out, and I reckon as time goes on, they'll release more of the F1 cars and stuff. But they're like, it's like if you've got the space and the place to put them, then I think it's a good little hobby, personally. You know what I mean? It's just finding where to lay them out once you've done them. You know what I mean?
Gee, you're going to be one of those people that puts them in like glass cabinets.
No.
Like the 40-year-old virgin.
No, not at all.
He's almost 50 now, and G. Come on.
Yeah. It's not far off, mate.
The 50-year-old not virgin.
Yeah. Non-virgin, yeah, exactly.
Yeah. What's with the cigar? What are you celebrating?
It's it's a stogie that I had. It was such a thick and big one.
Yeah.
I couldn't smoke it all.
Okay.
So I kept it in a little baggie.
Really?
Yeah, you got a Desperado there, G.
Oh, yeah, I saw that.
No.
Saw the line going in there.
Matt's the only one that's not going to have this.
I know, I've got like
under the influence of anything.
Hello, I've got like a sober cup
You
of
got
tea.
there?
Got a cup of tea?
I've got a cup of tea.
Cup of tea? Come on.
Tea. I've got a cup of tea, governor.
Oh, my
See,
God.
I'm here with Londoners.
I feel like I'm hanging out with my mum.
Yeah, I'm here with Londoners. I had a cup of tea.
She loves a cup of tea, she does.
Yeah.
Right. Hold on, just to clear one thing up.
Yeah.
So me and Matt have got the tickets. You didn't get the tickets, G?
I heard. Yeah, you did. I noticed you dropped that on there to say you both bought your tickets and stuff.
Oh, hold on, G. I bought them under the condition that you were going as well. That's the way Paul sold it to me. Yeah, you're not going then.
Did he really send to you like that?
Yeah,
No.
that's the way he sold it to me.
Yeah,
G's going.
Yeah, no, I'm gonna get my ticket. Don't worry. It's £65, isn't it? A pop per person.
Yeah, 65 quid. Yeah, for the Friday.
Who are you coming with, Matt?
I don't know. I'm just going to see if I can drag my wife, but she said yes so far. But
yeah,
otherwise I'll hook you up, G. If I can get rid of her. She's not in the room.
Okay, no worries.
It should be interesting going there because I can't imagine what it's going to be like.
Yeah.
It's going to be full on nerdy, isn't it?
Yeah, it's going to be
lightsabers and cosplay.
A total nerd fest, basically. I was going to say it's like.
Are we going to dress up that day in outfit?
You know, like Goodwood is for cars.
Yeah.
You know the Goodwood fest. I know, Matt's. You're not really into cars.
I'm aware of Goodwood.
Yeah. So we went to Goodwood this year, but in my explanation for what I imagine it's going to be like is, you know, Star Wars version of Goodwood for Speed. You know.
Yeah, you reckon?
Yeah.
It's going to be an all-out geek fest, isn't it?
It is. Yeah, you can't go. I think I'm going to be going there and be like, oh my God, really? Yeah, you will, but you have to get into that mindset.
Yeah. Don't get me wrong, because I love Star Wars. I like it, but I just don't think I'm on that level where I would dress up and go on a bit like, you know, out there. But cool. Remember that?
One day, isn't it?
Went to see Phantom Menace.
Yeah.
And that guy was dressed up as Darth Maul. He had the face painted. He looked amazing. Remember? He looked really good. He had the whole outfit on. That was really cool.
Yeah. Well, you imagine that, and I imagine at least 50% of the people are going to be dressed up in some fashion.
I'll maybe have I might wear like, I've got a nice little Star Wars T-shirt.
Yeah, I've got one. Yeah.
Yeah, I might just wear that. That's about it.
We've got 8-9 months, so.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
But if you are going to go, G, I know Matt's.
I do want to go. Yeah, because I like to see Matt as well, man.
Yeah.
It'd be good to meet you.
All this time.
Well, I've got 3, but one's for a child. So.
What are you trying to say?
You're just gonna.
What are you trying to say, mate?
You're gonna have to go on your knees, G.
No, what I'm saying is,
you have to crawl around.
Go.
Yeah.
But anyway, yeah. But if you can try to get the Friday one, then that will.
Yeah, I will get the Friday one because you guys are going the Friday, isn't it?
Yeah,
definitely.
Yeah, the rest are sold out, I think.
Are you serious?
Yeah, Saturday sold out like
already?
that, and Thursday. So you got Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday.
I better lock down that ticket then.
I think so. Yeah, for 65 quid, that's what I thought. It's not that bad.
No.
And once you've been once, I mean, it's only ever once been outside America.
Right.
Oh, really?
As soon as I saw it, I thought,
yeah,
I've got to do it once just to see what it's like. So.
Yeah.
So I really want to take the kids to Walt Disney World and stuff like that, and they've got Star Wars land there.
And it's funny, you're only doing it because it's around your birthday and my birthday, isn't it? Because your birthday's in April.
Yeah,
That's mine.
Yeah. So it's a Friday, which I think is Good Friday.
Oh, okay.
Oh, is it?
So I think kids are off school anyway. So
school as well. I mean, off school. Right.
Jensen said he wanted to go, so I thought I'd better get tickets just in case, basically. So.
All right.
So yeah. So Star Wars Celebration, a nerd, whatever. We have to give ourselves a collective name, but I don't know what that would be.
I don't know.
Okay, so should we kind of start then? See what
isn't it? Yeah, but this always happens, isn't it? Like
3 hours later. What are we talking about? Obi Wan. Yeah, Obi Wan.
Yeah, isn't it? What's the topic again?
By the way, we can call ourselves the Obi Wankers.
Oh, shit. No,
we get
man,
T-shirts printed up.
No?
The Obi Wankers. No. Matt, come on now.
Okay,
not the way
we have to do. We have
the way you're thinking.
We settle on a name.
Whatever way is there?
And then we get T-shirts printed up.
What? Of what?
Whatever the name is.
Oh, what you mean for our podcast?
Yeah.
I thought you meant for the celebration. I thought we had to have a collective
celebration. So when we go to celebration, we're all wearing the same.
Oh, what you mean we go to this thing? You mean in next year, April?
Yeah.
Oh.
So think up a catchphrase.
I think we should actually think up a name, and for the pod for your the name.
But what we're doing, yeah.
What we do,
okay.
And then actually get T-shirts made of it.
Yeah. I mean, that's not going to cost much.
Huh?
That's not going to cost much. A couple of 3 T-shirts,
No.
4 T-shirts, or 5 T-shirts, depending on 6 T-shirts. So, okay, just quickly, just get into the nerdy things. So, what is everyone watching at the moment in their nerdverse?
I started to watch Doctor Strange Multi-Universe.
That was good.
Pretty bad. It was pretty bad, isn't it? I thought that was pretty bad, actually.
Really? Don't say that, Pat. I just started it.
Oh, sorry, yeah.
I ain't finished it yet.
It's a film. Right. How could you not? It's not serious.
No, I know that, but I started to watch it.
You fall asleep?
I got interrupted. So then
Amazon delivery?
No.
I think it was a different type of delivery.
Let it go, mate.
Oh, okay, yeah.
All right.
Stranger Things? No one watching Stranger Things?
Yeah, that's what I was going to say.
Yeah,
it's got to be Stranger Things.
Not as good as I thought it was going to be. I haven't finished it. I've only watched about 4 episodes.
No, that was brilliant, mate. Especially the last 2 episodes were excellent.
Yeah, I thought so, yeah. I saw those on Friday. Did you see them on Friday, G?
I watched it actually, what's the episode? Yesterday. Sorry.
Yesterday, yeah.
When did you watch Obi Wan then, G?
I watched Obi Wan before I finished off Stranger Things.
So you've done everything in the last day?
Yeah, I condensed, because Obi Wan, I only had 2 episodes outstanding. Because at the beginning, I've been watching all of them, and then I stopped. The last 2 I didn't watch, and then what I did, I thought, all right, the podcast is going to be about it on the Sunday. So I watched those Saturday and stuff. So I just finished off the last 2 of the Obi Wan. And then I finished off the last 2 of Stranger Things as well.
And The Boys, anyone watch The Boys?
See, I'm about to start that, the season 3.
Yeah, I'm up to date on The Boys. You up to date, Paul?
No, I didn't.
No.
There was one called something Gasm.
Oh, Nerdgasm. Yeah, that was last week's, I think, that one.
Was it? But
yeah,
I didn't like it. I thought it was a bit.
Don't talk about it because I ain't watched it.
Oh, okay. Yeah, okay. So let's get on to Obi-Wan anyway. Yeah. So Obi Wan Kenobi, I made some notes. So I'm kind of trying to be a bit professional. So Obi Wan series directed by Deborah Chow.
Yeah.
Who directed a couple of episodes of The Mandalorian. The composer was Natalie Holt, who composed the music for Loki.
Oh, okay.
Which was supposed to be really good, but I can't remember much about Loki, so.
Neither do I. I didn't really get into that. I tried to start it, and it didn't grip me.
And then the cinematographer was, which is quite relevant, really, is Chong Hoon Chung, who did Old Boy.
Don't know that one.
That's
what's that?
Who was in Old Boy, Matt?
I don't know, because that was not the original. Because I know Spike Lee did the remake, didn't he, with Josh Brolin and.
That's it, Josh Brolin, yeah.
And Elizabeth Olsen, actually, funny enough. But yeah, I don't know who was in the original Old Boy. It's a great film.
I didn't know there was an original, so my bad. I didn't know there was.
Oh yeah, no, it was like an original Korean film, I think. First of all.
Oh right, okay, yeah, that makes.
Because that cinematography is he's not the one who did Parasite as well, is he?
No, he also did Last Night in Soho.
Oh, okay. Oh, did he? Okay, yeah, that's a cool film as well.
Yeah. So let's quickly
you forgot to mention about John Williams. John Williams composed the theme, didn't he? For Obi-Wan.
Natalie Holt is credited as the composer.
Yeah.
But I think she was brought on board before they knew John Williams was actually going to have any involvement.
Yeah.
And then
I think he just did the title theme though, didn't he? And then presumably she then did the rest of the score throughout the series, I guess. But yeah.
Yeah. Okay, so off the top of our heads, what did start with Matt, just to go from left to right? What did you think of the overall series?
The overall series, I thought was excellent. Actually, to be honest with you, I thought it was really good. I thought, when it began, I was probably a little bit dubious. Where probably for the first, because they dropped the first two the first two episodes, didn't they? And, sorry, I got a weird. So there's a weird camera on this. I'm using my daughter's laptop, so which I think is a Korean laptop as well. But there's a camera down in the keyboard. That's where I've got to look to, so it looks like I'm looking at the screen.
Oh, no, I'm looking at you guys, so I don't know where it looks like I'm looking at.
Oh, okay, yeah. And then if I kind of actually look at the screen up here, yeah, that kind of looks like I'm looking off to the I don't know, the two suns on Tatooine, maybe. I don't know. It's very weird. It's a very weird layout.
They say you should look at the camera, but if I look at the camera, then I'm not looking at you guys. So it feels
I'm the same. Yeah, I'm the same. Yeah, if I'm looking down here, I'm looking at the camera. So so the first two the first two episodes where they dropped, I was probably a little bit unsure. Whereby the first episode I thought was pretty good, but then when it went to the episode 2 and Leia, where he's trying to find Leia on the kind of the city planet, whatever that was called. Yeah, and it just kind of gave me a little bit of like episode 2 vibes. I'm not a huge fan of episode 2, the prequel episode 2. The Attack of the Clones.
Oh, okay. I thought it was kind of city Blade Runner.
Yeah, I guess so. Yeah, but I thought but then I watched them again. And I loved them. Before episode 3 dropped, I kind of then went back and watched those first 2, and and I loved them. I thought it was great. And I thought it was just he did a really good job of just telling that little in between story and tying it in nicely with episode 4 with A New Hope, because there was some kind of criticism around, surely Obi-Wan and Anakin / Darth Vader never met, during that time. Yeah, exactly, breaking canon, etc. But I thought they handled it. Obviously we go into details as this session goes on, but I thought they handled that really well. So I thought you know, it doesn't need a season 2. I thought just as a limited season, limited series rather, you know, I thought it just did an excellent job. It's up there with Mando for me, you know.
Up there with Boba Fett and
No,
Well, Boba Fett, yeah, I'm kind of, I do like Boba Fett. It's not a, you know, it's yeah.
there's some good episodes. Yeah.
The last half of Boba Fett is good, you know.
I agree.
Yeah.
So Obi-Wan met your expectations then?
Yeah, yeah. I guess they were pretty. I guess I try to go into these things without, you know, getting all, you know, hyped up. You know, I mean, it's cool. You know, it's just cool to see him. You know, Ewan McGregor back in the Obi Wan character.
Yeah,
It's good to see Hayden Christensen back in the, you know, the Anakin and the Vader role. You know, and
What's that thing he does? Is it?
What with his beard?
Yeah, well, he's got that sort of thing that he did quite a bit in the prequels, and he did it, I think, a couple of times where he's.
Isn't that because? Sorry, Carl. Isn't that because? Doesn't Alec Guinness do that in the original though? Doesn't he do that in the New Hope? When he's
no, I don't.
There?
I only remember Ewan McGregor doing it, but he studied Alec Guinness a lot, so there must be a scene in A New Hope that he does it, but I can't remember what it is.
Yeah, no, I'm sure it's in that in the initial when after Ben Kenobi saves Luke at the Dune Sea from the you know, from the Sand People and takes him back to his little hut.
Yes,
his sand igloo on the cliff.
He does.
Yeah, he's doing it in there, isn't he? When he's telling the story
you're right.
Of Darth Vader and the lightsaber, etc. Yeah.
You've obviously got A New Hope playing on a different screen, have you? Looking at it.
No, I just literally remembered that as we were talking. Honestly, that's good. I'm just pausing it. Hold on.
You're going to be very knowledgeable. Gee, so did you have any pre-expectations before the series, or you didn't? Just went into it.
I was just hoping that it was going to be like more enjoyable than say Boba Fett. Yeah, because I personally just didn't feel Boba Fett was like, you know, it didn't do the justice that I thought it would have done. Like,
no,
I just watched it for the sake of almost watching it because I wanted to see what the outcome was and how it's going to end. But with Obi Wan, I enjoyed it from start to the end. Basically, it's really
good. I've watched quite a few podcasts where people have been ragging on Obi Wan. So
I liked it. I thought it was excellent. I thought all the characters really good, and it was good to learn about those insurgents. I never knew about that before. That there was these people that go around.
The surgeons?
Yeah, you know the people.
The Inquisitors.
The Inquisitors.
Inquisitors. Sorry, Inquisitors. Yeah. Can we just making my own shit up? Sorry.
I can see G's going to be an insurgent dressed as
the Inquisitors. Sorry, I never knew about Inquisitors before. I was like, what the hell is an Inquisitor? What's that?
Yeah, you've got to watch the animated stuff, man.
Yeah, you keep saying that, but I've just got so many things that to watch. It's really Yeah,
there's one particular series with Star Wars Rebels, which kind of. There's a lot of stuff in there that is kind of relevant. So for you, it was a pleasant surprise then.
Yeah, I liked it. Even though it started off a little bit slow because
it had to though, didn't it?
Yeah, it had to. Yeah, because it just makes sense because he'd been not hiding out, but he'd been, kind of buried away somewhere, just working, getting on, and just forgotten about being a Jedi basically for how many years.
So he was making sushi and doing sushi every day.
Yeah, what was that thing in that episode?
What's that?
That shark thing, man. What was this Tatooine? How many monsters are buried under the sand?
Yeah, exactly.
Tatooine, man. Jesus.
Yeah.
That's a dangerous planet that you don't realise.
Yeah. I was a bit worried about the health aspect as well, where it's just laying out in the sun all the time. They just slicing this meat, and and when their shift ends, they just leave it there on the side as well. Like, oh, see you later.
Yeah.
Obi-Wan doesn't eat it, does he? He just gives it to his.
Oh, he puts it in his pocket, doesn't he? Yeah.
Yeah, he doesn't eat it himself.
No, he doesn't. No. I was thinking, what the hell does he eat? Because I didn't see him eating no food. What the hell?
He did. Yeah. No, he did. Remember in the cave?
Yeah.
He mixes up that bowl of stuff.
Up that thing, isn't it? Like what is that?
It looked like
it's weird, isn't it?
Dumplings.
It's a hydrated type of.
Yeah.
Yeah, it looked like meat and dumplings I get from Sainsbury's as a ready meal, that kind of thing.
Well, you got to watch the pennies now.
Yeah.
Oh man, that's a totally different thing. But yeah, the missus just hates me at the moment because I've set a budget of £20 a day to live on.
Crikey, that won't get you anything nowadays.
£20 a day. What's that gonna get you?
Yeah.
Bag of chips.
We've been doing it, man. Seriously, you can do it, but you just got to be. Because what Annette would normally do.
Like.
But she would do an online shop. When you do an online shop, it's easy to click on other stuff.
Yeah, that you don't need. Yeah,
you don't need. And I just said to her, listen, right, we buy this for today.
That's the same as going into the store. You go into the store to get say one thing, and you end up picking up how many other things. So that's why it's good to have a list, and you just stick to that list.
Yeah.
You know.
And I imagine Obi-Wan's doing the same thing on Tatooine. He hasn't got much money to spend, does he? So.
Nah, guess not.
So how would it? So maybe what I thought about it. I don't say I had expectations of what it was going to be, because I don't think you could even. I knew he was going to be obviously in hiding and stuff like that, so I knew part of it was going to be.
I like the fact that
very slow.
I also like that his power got stronger toward right at the ending. Like it took at the beginning, his power kind of reduced a lot, because obviously not being using the Jedi and the Force, it's kind of like dwindled a bit. But as he went on, you could see his power grow. You saw him like when he was doing his, mind Jedi stuff. You could see the power growing as the series went on.
Yeah.
Cool.
So that was appropriate.
Yeah.
So I think I'm in the same camp as you two guys. Overall, I really enjoyed it.
Yeah, I really liked it. Yeah.
Better than Boba Fett.
Oh yeah, hell yeah. Boba Fett was a disappointment.
Maybe not.
I really was expecting a lot from Boba Fett because I didn't really know about Boba Fett, and even though it's still in some ways the story obviously, is part of the Star Wars, franchise, because you never really knew a lot about the Boba Fett, and I always wondered what's this guy, this bounty hunter, what's he, blah blah blah. And then obviously he told the story of how he became what he became.
Yeah.
And but to me it just wasn't. I don't know. I think the best part of the Boba Fett was with the Mandalorian, the 2 last episodes. I thought that was excellent.
Yeah.
That was the best bit to me. Do you know what I mean?
And episode 2, I liked episode 2.
Episode 2. What happened in episode 2?
The train heist.
Oh, okay. That weren't bad. You know what I did like was the one with when he met that kind of bounty hunter. He looked like the
Cad
alien.
Bane.
Huh?
Cad Bane, the blue one.
Yeah, the blue guy.
Oh, yeah. That's great.
Like really good, that scene. Just that scene when he rocked up and they were, he just looked that alien looked lethal. I don't know what he was. He was a bounty hunter. He trained Boba Fett, didn't he?
Yeah. So again, you have to go back to the animated stuff. He's in that. He's in that a lot.
Yeah, because that's what I'm saying. They just throw these little things in there, and then it's like, who's this bloody guy now? Because he looks like he's a serious person.
He is.
They didn't really go into detail of who he was and what he, what did he bring to the story. I knew he was a significant part, but it's just kind of.
It's super cool.
Because if you don't know the story, like you say, a bit more because you watch all the animated stuff, so you've seen a little bit more in depth of who certain characters are and what they're.
He showed up on that Mirage.
Yeah,
I wasn't super pumped about it, but I know there's a lot.
I like that bit. I don't
know, but I'm saying there's a lot of other people that for them that was as big as Luke Skywalker coming into Mando season 2 almost.
Oh really? What people who were familiar with that character?
Yeah, that they've always wanted to see him in live action.
Oh really?
It's quite a complicated character to do.
Yes, yeah.
You know what I mean? Like with the prosthetics and stuff like that. So
sorry to cut you. When I talk here, do I pop up all of me on the screen? Just me.
Yeah, you do for me.
No.
Because the cameras at the top.
Yeah.
They now you like when you talk, it's like your box is highlighted, and then when Paul's one talks, his one's highlighted. But when I'm talking, my box is not highlighted.
It won't be when I cut the video. It won't be like that.
Oh really?
No, because you're right down the bottom. Us 3 are right together. You're in the middle, G. Matt's on the left, and I'm on the right.
Okay.
Oh okay.
So
no, but when I talk, I'm talking to Do I come into the full screen?
No.
Oh,
You do you do for me though, mate. But
I do for you, Matt.
Don't worry about no one's going to see
Yeah.
anything dodgy.
You take up the whole screen.
I don't care about that. I just want to know that like you guys can see me as well. Good.
Yeah.
Don't worry, G. You're looking good. If that's what you're worried about.
Don't worry. There's always that self-conscious thing in it on a podcast. Trying to get the right angle.
No, it's all good. I'm all good from both.
Yeah, you're all good, G. Don't worry.
All right.
Okay,
You still look like you got the Death Star above your head, though.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that's the light shade. Yeah.
Yeah.
I can close up the Death Star. You know that.
Oh, can you?
There you go.
Wow.
I've lost you
That
now.
even looks more like a Death Star now than it did before.
Close it up now.
That's better.
You see it?
Yeah, that does. That looks more like the Death Star now.
Yeah. Well, I can open it right up.
Now it looks like it's blowing up. Look at that.
That's
It's like the end of
episode
like the end of Return of the Jedi.
Yeah.
So okay, so that's quite good. So quickly we rattle through these episodes and do a score, so I can put it up on screen and we can find out what our favourite episode is and stuff like that. So we'll quickly talk about the episode. So episode 1, starting off with Obi Wan in the desert. Oh no, well actually, what people are saying is the introduction to the series was one of the best introductions they've ever done on Star Wars.
Oh, because of the whole rehash of the prequels and
then leading into Order 66.
Yes. Yeah.
That bit at the beginning I wasn't expecting that.
No.
I was quite shocked, quite blown away with that. I thought that was really, really good.
Yeah.
Do you remember that, G? When you got the intro, which was like a recap.
Yeah.
And then they went straight into the Jedi Temple, where the younglings are on that.
Oh, yeah.
And they had the clones coming in and the fight.
Yeah. Mm.
But then you find out the importance of that though after, don't you?
Yeah. I didn't realise. Anyone else?
Yeah. I didn't see that coming. No, I never saw that.
When they were like getting shot up and whatever. Yeah.
So, did you realise that she was?
Yeah, only later on. I didn't. Obviously, she was part of that crew. But then obviously, I figured it's gonna explain why that was shown at the very beginning. What that had to do, that significance with her.
Yeah.
She was one of the girls that was there basically in the group. Those were her family, innit? Like she called it.
Yeah. But yeah, for me that was
because that was like a proper twist, because I didn't even realise, because obviously all this time I'm thinking she just wants to kill off Obi-Wan, but really truly it's what's his name she wants?
Anakin Skywalker,
Vader,
Vader, yeah. Do you think that's us just getting old though, that we didn't pick up on that, or do you think it was just because it was very well done, or a bit of both?
It was really well done, Matt, because it weren't obvious that she was out trying to kill, because the way she acted, her role was so just gun ho to get Vader. I mean to get Obi.
Yeah, she was intense, wasn't she?
Yeah, she was very intense, man. So I just thought, what did Obi do? Take her out and didn't like call her back or something? You know what I mean? You know, what the hell? It's like she was in heat to kill that guy or to get him, to bring him to Vader. So I just thought she was trying to impress. I thought she was just trying to get up the ranks to impress Vader.
I suppose she was.
Yeah.
So she could get close to him.
Yeah.
But it was, in the end, when it made sense then, didn't it? Because then when I realised, oh, right. Okay.
Yeah. So for me, she kind of made the first episode.
Oh, yeah. She made a fair bit of it, really. I thought her role was really good.
I did,
I didn't expect her the way, like, you know, I thought all her scenes was really intense, really well done, you know. And then what I liked about it as well is the fact that as much as she was intense, like, towards the ending, she was very emotional and she broke down, and really, you know, you saw the other side to her, that she does have a heart, you know what I mean? And it wasn't about her just trying to get Obi. She wanted to get close to Vader so that she could like bump him off, basically. Do you know what I mean? That was her goal, basically, to pay back her family. Yeah. You know? And I thought that was really. I thought her overall. At first, I wasn't too sure about her. At first, I thought she came in a bit very intense, and I thought, oh my god,
I like that.
Yeah, you know. But then as it went on, I thought, oh man, she's a badass bitch.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
You know?
I mean, her interactions with Uncle Owen, Joel Edgerton,
Yeah.
when she's threatening him.
Yeah.
Remember when Obi's hiding in the
in
the stable,
in the stables,
not doing nothing, man. This guy's going to get killed. You just go, oh, please don't hurt him. But yeah, which as a couple, when she screams in his face.
Oh,
remember?
in
Reva.
Yeah.
Said, "Tell me now, or this man and his family's gonna die."
Yeah, and the way she just sliced off that guy's hand, she didn't play. She wasn't messing about.
Yeah, which was kind of weird. That's why
she was lethal.
So does that make sense as far as she was a Jedi? Her only reason for being Inquisitor was trying to get to Vader.
Yeah.
Does that then justify her killing other people?
Well, I think it was an end to the means, or
means to an end.
Means to an end, yeah. Because I'm assuming that a lot of stuff we never saw that went on was she probably was out there. Because when I know we're probably going to discuss this as well, in the little secret vault of the Inquisitor sea temple. Jurassic but you've got all the like in amber, all the Jedi and have you. I'm assuming she was a great part of that. So I'm assuming she was just full of hatred, I guess, and she just no matter what.
My headcanon says that she didn't do half of the stuff that we imagine, and the worst she ever did was cut off that person's hand.
Really?
What was it? What was this? Sorry, this was in what? Sorry.
No, I'm saying overall, my headcanon goes to she probably tried to do as little as possible to actually get up. So it's like we see that Jedi hanging in, is it the first episode or the second one?
First or second, yeah.
We don't know that Reva did that, do we?
I don't think she did.
We assume she did.
Yeah.
But
I don't think so.
Yeah, and all the way through.
But remember, there was the other guys as well that was part of the crew. Like kept calling the third sister. Hello.
Does she kill anyone throughout the whole thing?
Well, I don't know. Yeah, I don't know that because if you think of the last episode with Luke, she was going to full on kill him, and then she just couldn't do it, could she?
Yeah.
So I think that was a bit of a redemption. I think she was part of all that, and I think she was full of.
I think it's probably more so because I think more so because that Luke, because he was a child as well.
Yeah.
I think like if it was like an adult, she probably wouldn't have hesitated.
Yeah, exactly.
Because it's a child, and it just kind of brought back flashback to when she was a little. Because remember, she was looking at him, then she saw herself as a little child. Yeah. So I think that's what stopped her really as well.
Yeah, I do. Yeah, I think the interaction with Obi Wan, towards the end there,
and I think
probably brought her back round a bit,
Yeah, you could see that she was kind of.
She killed that pilot, actually.
Exactly. Yeah. I think she was a full-on. Yeah, she was a full-on Nancy, Paul. Which way your headcanon's telling you? She was a wrong 'un.
Yeah.
So the first episode was Tatooine. Matt, out of 10.
The first one, I thought it was a really good introduction into the series. I thought it was a nice follow-on. I probably wasn't hugely a fan of the fact that he'd kind of lost all these Jedi powers. I mean, because if you think of his mission of
but it had
protecting Luke, I thought, and also like the end of the Sith.
If he hasn't got any Jedi.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, and the end of Sith, whereby Yoda's saying about old Qui-Gon is, he's
training.
He's like a Buddhist Jedi now. He's going to show you how to kind of be one with the Jedi universe, etc. So I, you'd have thought he would kind of continued with all that and would still be a powerful Jedi, and also the fact that he seemingly wasn't aware of Darth Vader or Anakin still being alive, or the kind of he must be aware of like the growth of the Empire and the Inquisitors. Even because of the Inquisitors, you would have thought he would have still maintained his level of proficiency. For me, that part just didn't really. So I get why they did it, because it proved a nice little dramatic arc. Particularly with his first encounter with Vader. It proved a nice little bit of of kind of tension there, etc. But yeah, to me. It just didn't ring true with the character.
I think he was in a bit of turmoil with himself because of the fact that he'd lost Anakin to the dark side. So
Yeah,
probably had a lot of impact on why he probably stopped being into being a Jedi and stuff like that. He just kind of like lost that kind of will for it. Do you know what I'm saying? Because
that's a good point.
Yeah, because remember, Anakin meant a lot to him. You know, took him under his wing, and and then to see him turn so dark, and then it just had such an impact on him that it's like almost he lost the will to wanting to be a Jedi almost.
Yeah, that's a very good point, G. Yeah. Well argued there, G. Yeah, no, I think it's you make an excellent point actually. Anakin, you were my brother.
Of course I do.
No, in all seriousness, I hadn't really considered that, to be honest with you, but that does make sense.
Yeah. Is that another problem that Lucasfilm have got, is that when they take a character like this and they have a series, a bit like Boba Fett, they have to change the character to give him an arc over the 6 episodes?
Yeah.
They have to have a build-up, isn't it? It can't just start off boom like that, you know?
That's right.
That was Boba Fett's thing, really. We wanted to see Boba Fett just mow down people and fight, and they made him.
It's like Boba Fett just didn't pick up; it just stayed on one level. Almost.
Yeah, exactly.
And that's
why. But then they sidelined him as well, though, didn't they? Once the Mandalorian turned up, he was kind of sidelined in his own series.
Turned up, I was like, Mando!
That episode 5 when he turned up and he sliced that guy in half.
Mate. Suddenly,
he's doing more than.
I felt like I was just watching Mandalorian. I didn't even think like I was watching Boba Fett at that point. It just felt like, I'm watching Mandalorian again. Yeah, 2 episodes, wicked.
So Matt, what are you starting off on your score for episode?
Oh, sorry, the score. First one, I thought it was cool. I thought it was, I say a solid 8 out of 10 for that one.
Okay.
Yeah.
G, your thoughts on episode 1?
It's pretty much the same what Matt was saying, but the only thing is I agree with the fact that they had to keep it like the way they brought him in.
Yeah.
Like powers kind of dwindled because he was dealing with a lot of torment with the fact that he lost
PTSD, you know.
Yeah,
10 years later, though, it's quite a long time to still be suffering.
Yeah, but it's like remember, people can go into deep depression for a long time. You know what I mean?
There's not much to do on Tatooine either to snap you out.
Exactly. Yeah, and if you're doing a sucky like sushi job
bars or anything like that.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, it's got no women, nothing. He's
really
living in the goddamn cave.
I he's got a Jawa.
Huh?
Yeah, but that Jawa's ripping him off. That Jawa's ripping him off. He's robbing him and then selling him his parts back.
I'll give it about a 9.
9. Yeah.
Actually, no. I'll give it an 8.
But you said you said the premise was better than Matt said, so it should be higher than Matt, shouldn't it?
8.5 then.
8.5.
8.5. Yeah, no. I was going to give it a 7, but then you talked me around there, G. I was there thinking you're right about the PTSD there.
I mean, you guys said it was a great series, and can't start off too low, guys. Can't start off too low. First episode, I thought we even knocked it out of the park. I thought the beginning was great with the younglings and how they showed all the 66.
Yeah.
The fight scenes in that were really good as well. And I just wanted to see Coruscant again. So for me, that was a nice sort of start to it.
Yeah.
And I agree with G that I think there's probably a lot more reasons that you can, in your head canon, you can give for them. Obi Wan being in that headspace of not only, right, I've got to protect Luke, but I suppose he looked at it and thought, who would ever know where Luke was? So the protecting thing was probably he'd have to protect them against Tusken Raiders, maybe, or something like that. But I take your point. He should be able to fight.
You're right. Who would come looking for someone called Skywalker on the planet that Anakin Skywalker was born?
Stop it, mate. Matt, stop it. You're going to blow the whole thing out of the water now.
I know.
You're going to ruin episode 4 as well. Jesus. So I'd give it a 9 because I really liked it.
Nice. Good stuff. Good scores.
Yeah.
And it was a good introduction to Leia as well, actually, for that matter.
Oh yeah, we've not even talked about her. She was phenomenal. And
you had Flea in it from Red Hot Chilies in Star Wars. It was in the Star Wars universe. You're not a Chili's fan?
Annette is, but even she didn't recognise him, so she's probably a closet fan, not really a true fan. So you recognise him straight away?
Oh yeah. He's pretty.
Did it take you out as the thing, seeing him?
A little bit, I guess, yeah, but not massively so, you know. But I thought the young Leia casting was. You've mentioned that yourself, Paul, on the WhatsApp group. I thought it was really good casting. Actually, I thought they did a really good job. Bringing someone. My only slight problem is she looked younger than 10. She was supposed to be 10, wasn't she? But she
I
looked
think in
more
real
like.
life, she was 10 when she did it. I think she's 12 now, but I think
Oh, is she? Yeah,
I think she's just short. But then,
then Carrie Fisher is though, isn't she? Or
yeah,
was, so,
it didn't look like she could run properly though. That was the biggest thing. When I first watched the episode, I didn't like it as much as I did the second time.
Yeah.
So I had to get in my head, how did she get away from those guys?
Yes. Yeah.
In the forest.
Yeah, it's like the slowest chase around, isn't it? You got
Diddy little legs, which looked slightly bowed, looked like she was kind of struggling to run.
And she's evading 3 kidnappers.
Yeah. So that was the worst part, but I watched it again.
Yeah.
And that, especially seeing Alderaan again. Yeah. And that was very well shot. Because some of the episodes kind of looked really great. And then some of the episodes in the middle, which we get to, looked quite cheap.
Yes.
Visually. Which was a bit strange.
Yeah.
So that's why I gave it a 9, basically. For her, for Reva, and for all the little bits they put in.
Yeah. And just quickly, Paul, given you're an animated fan and the Inquisitor, because I knew there was a big old. I mean, I know what you're going to say. Yeah, I thought they did a really good job personally with the Inquisitor.
What are you going to say?
Yeah, were you happy with that? With their the kind of live action rendition of him?
The guy that played him in Rebels, which he's quite a famous actor, but I can't remember.
Oh, it's Jason Isaacs, isn't it?
Jason Isaacs.
Yeah.
Did you guys know about the Inquisitors before this started?
I did, yeah.
We only not as much as Paul.
Matt did. He's playing it down. He's
playing it down, is he?
Yeah, he's keen.
He's playing it down. No, I'm not. Honestly,
he's talking about Jason Isaacs. He knows it all.
I saw a couple of episodes of Rebels. Yeah. I did see with Rebels. Was he in Rebels?
That animated one, the Rebels. It was all right.
Yeah.
I just kind of got sidelined because there was other stuff that I started watching.
You can say it. You can say it, G. You had grown-up stuff to do. You can say that.
No.
You had to stop watching the cartoons.
I love animated stuff. Don't get me wrong.
Yeah.
I do.
Yeah.
I think you've got season 3 and 4 where the payoffs are. So it's 4 seasons. So you just have to unfortunately slog through some of the early stuff. So on to it's a good point. No, I was fine. Because Rupert Friend, I liked the way he was talking.
The what?
The Grand Inquisitor.
The Grand Inquisitor.
Yeah, somewhat a bit like Matt, likes the sound of his own voice, just like keeps talking on. That sort of thing.
Oh man, you see right through me.
No, yes, no joking. No, but he had that monologue in the that tavern or something when he just likes the sound of his own voice, doesn't he? So yeah, he was good. Yeah, so easily a 9, and then on to Dayu, so the Blade Runner planet.
Yeah.
For episode 2, what did you think of episode 2? Not quite a fan of that, were you, Matt?
Only in comparison to the first one, I guess. But but when I went back and watched it a second time, I thought it was really, really good actually. To be honest,
watched it a second time already.
Well, I kind of watched them. I watched them a second time when they came out. I think you
have to, don't you? Sometimes
I do. Yeah, you do sometimes. Yeah, and I don't know what you guys are like. As I get older, I nap through everything. Even half-hour episode of things, I can fall asleep within the first 15 minutes. I'm surprised I'm awake now.
Sounds like Kevin to me. He's always falling asleep through stuff.
Oh, is he?
Yeah, films. You go with films with him, and you look over in the seat next to you, and all the popcorn's on the floor. He's dribbling.
Yeah,
pretty embarrassing.
I can't laugh. I'm the same, to be honest with you. I do fall asleep, but so I watched things twice because of that. But no, I thought it was really good actually. I thought it was clever the way they did episode after episode. It was different, from the previous one. It was like a like a little mini story each time. And I think even Mando is pretty good at doing that as well, to be honest with you. Yeah, but I thought it was cool. I thought it kind of further developed the story. I thought it was good that they, it was clever with this, and this is probably another reason for keeping Obi Wan pretty weak and these Force powers dormant, is because at that point they don't know where he is. I.e., Anakin doesn't know, Vader doesn't know where Obi-Wan is, does he? So
Doesn't sense it at all, does he?
no, not at all. So at the end, when little Leia's kind of running off that the rooftop and is jumping off and forces him to kind of use his powers, and then that awakens Anakin
You knew he wasn't going to make that jump, didn't you?
No, yeah, exactly. That's right. I thought that was a real clever way of introducing.
You knew she was going to spectacularly fail to make that jump, didn't you?
We knew that.
That's
too obvious.
Yeah, definitely. Hey, no, and on the back to tanks
almost
as well.
dropped off.
Huh?
When I watched it,
Yeah.
I said, "No, you can't make that jump. You can't make that jump." And it's almost like watching someone step off a cliff.
Yes.
You know what I mean? To me, it was that kind of dramatic and that obvious.
Their little legs, man.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's why I watched it the second time. Like,
I think what they should have probably
otherwise you don't enjoy it. If you just watch it the first time and then move on, you have a lot of negative stuff. And if you, the second time, you kind of process it a bit better because you're expecting it.
Yeah.
That, but sometimes you do pick up stuff that you didn't see the first time around as well.
Yeah, like that dinosaur that was shooting people.
What?
Dinosaur?
Yeah, the guy shooting on the rooftop.
Yeah.
Oh yes.
With the big gun.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Was that a dinosaur?
It's a freaking dinosaur, mate.
No way.
You go back and look.
I've got to go back and look at that.
He's a reptile. He's got a reptile head, long and snout. Okay. Yeah. He's all leathery. It's a dinosaur, man. I mean, obviously, it's not out of canon because there's weird creatures, but I just had to laugh that it was basically a dinosaur.
A dinosaur. Okay. Maybe I fell asleep through that part again.
It's dark. It's dark. I had to adjust my TV.
Yeah. Yeah. That's another thing that annoyed me about it.
Yeah.
There were some parts of it very dark where it's really hard to see it.
Yeah. So Chong Hon Chong has got a lot to answer for as far as the visuals, I think.
The visuals, definitely, man. I just didn't like that. I had to proper black out the room just to the light on the TV because I've got my TV on the night setting mode. So I know for a fact, even when I'm watching films and it's in a dark scene, you still can see it.
Yeah.
But this was quite difficult at some points,
Yeah, I think it looked an expensive episode. So anyway, Matt, so we're interrupting your.
No, that's fine. That's okay. No, I was kind of pretty much done. I thought it was really good. And I was going to say, what was the other one? I was gone. I was going to mention something else. There was an introduction of something. Oh, sorry. I was going to say like the Bacta tank as well. Do you not find like they're introducing like the Bacta tank in like pretty much every season and almost like in every other episode now? It only like turned up once, I think, in the original first 6 films or the first trilogy.
I mean, it's
like used for everything now.
It's a good plot thing to obviously to heal people that have been injured.
Exactly.
I mean, obviously they used. Was it that episode they used it? No,
I think that's where you kind of see Anakin. You see Vader in the first time. He's in the Bacta tank, isn't he? At the end where he opens his eyes. Wow. When the Force awakens, so to speak.
I forgot
with Obi-Wan. Yeah, and then you see Anakin open his eyes.
Yeah, that ending where the music plays, because that's the end of episode 2, isn't it?
Yes. Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, that was that was really good the way they did that.
Yeah, because you haven't really seen Vader at all up until then, haven't you? He's kind of he's in the background but not seen. But then you kind of see,
that was definitely Hayden, I presume, in that.
It looked like him, didn't it?
With the makeup.
Yeah, but that's cool. Are we waiting until you've done your bit until?
No, man, you give your score. So I know you're first, which kind of sets a bar for the rest of us to sort of
to go to add a point. I'd say that was probably. Yeah, I didn't think it was as good as the first. I thought the first was a really good opener. Probably. Oh yeah, but I'm going to score the same. Yeah, I'll give it an 8. 8 out of 10 again.
G, what was your thoughts on Daewoo, which was the Blade Runner kind of episode?
It was good. I liked it. I don't have a lot to say on it, to be honest.
You've forgotten, haven't you?
No, I haven't forgotten. That's when they're on that place when they're trying to get to that hangar locker or whatever, isn't it? To get on the planet.
Yeah, actually, there's quite a big bit at the end with Reva.
Yeah, just thinking, we've forgotten that bit, haven't we?
Yeah, so Reva is the person in this version of canon. Because I think in before this came out, the expanded universe had him overhearing something in a bar or something, and that's how he learns that Darth Vader is still alive and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But this one was obviously Reva telling him, and then his shock on his face, which I thought was really well acted.
Not a lot more to say.
You didn't mind the chase scene?
What, on the rooftop?
Yeah,
it was good. Yeah, I mean.
Oh, sorry. So we've got they introduced a character, didn't they? Harja.
Yeah. What was that again?
Yeah, the fake Jedi.
The fake Jedi.
Camille,
that's what I was going. Yeah, that was the bit I was going to.
I think he was in Eternals.
He was like a little hustler, wasn't he?
That's right.
Yeah, and he was just like hustling people, pretending to be a Jedi and doing all this like fake.
I didn't like him.
He was annoying. He was annoying at first, but towards the ending, he did kind of like help out, kind of, because when they ran into him again, remember?
Yeah, in the alleyway, he was brilliant.
Yeah.
Because when he was standing up to, you could see the shock on her face. He was like, "What? What? You going to stand up against me? You're
a real Jedi?" Because you knew he was a Jedi.
He actually says to her, "You're not going to make it out of this fight between both of us." And I was thinking, I'm surprised she didn't kill him, to be honest. But
that shows you that obviously she didn't really do a lot of killing then. Because if she didn't kill him there.
The only person I think she killed in the whole show was that pilot. And that's only because the other brother told her to do it. Remember when he was, this is episode, we're jumping to episode 4, and they're escaping in the snow speeder, or the speeder. I know what you're going to say about this speeder when it comes to episode 4, Matt. And I watched, because the boy wanted to watch Empire Strikes Back last night.
Oh, what you mean? How did they all fit in the?
Yeah, but so let's. I've actually got an answer. I didn't have an answer.
Yeah.
If you watch Empire Strikes Back, there's an answer to that, but we'll wait anyway.
Okay.
But yeah, so she only actually kills one person in the whole show, and that person, she had to do that because the fifth brother told her to do it.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
When you think about it.
So she wasn't an all out killer. She just had her ulterior motives, what she wanted.
She was like my ex Cheryl. A lot of that, but yeah, not much real action.
So a lot of bite, not a bark, a bite,
or a lot of bark and no bite, kind of thing, maybe.
Yeah. See, I disagree. I think she was a full-on slaughterhouse before the series.
So in your head canon, she's killing people off screen.
She's responsible for half of those Jurassic Park, statues in the, in the sexy, Inquisitor undersea chamber.
You don't. I mean, it might not be her.
You keep telling yourself that, Paul.
So, G, what did you score that as?
I'll give that another 8.5 actually.
Whoa,
good score.
This is going to be, I can see these scores is going to be exactly the same as the first episode, because I really like this episode. Because I think Star Wars suffers from too many planets that are uninhabited and desolate.
Yeah.
And I love Coruscant. And to me, even though this wasn't Coruscant, this was the next best thing.
Yeah.
And the only thing that took me out of it was the initial meeting with Harja, the fake Jedi. That seemed a bit silly.
I'd agree.
Apart from that, and again, like Matt, I had to watch it twice because I didn't like the chase scene across the roofs. But once I watched it second time, you kind of suspend your disbelief a bit, don't you? And you just look at the stuff that you actually enjoyed. And at the end, with Reva telling him his shock, Vader, as you said, Matt, suddenly being there on screen and the music playing. So there's a lot of good stuff.
That telling Obi that what's his name was still alive?
Yeah, and then right at the end,
I personally think that they should. Me personally, that's one thing that I feel like they shouldn't have done it that way. I feel like they should have done it in a way that he felt the Force and felt his presence, that he was still alive.
I think
who Obi-Wan felt Vader's, Anakin's.
Yeah.
Okay.
Really
Okay.
and then go like, and then they'd have a scene like he'd feel it, and then he'd say like Anakin. You know what I mean?
I think he did at the end, didn't he?
No, I'm talking about at that point.
No, yeah.
Oh, before getting actually told.
So take Reaver out of it.
Yeah, take that scene out, and then let him feel the Force, realizing that Anakin is still alive.
Yeah.
It must have been hard for them to work out how they were going to do it.
I guess so. Yeah, I mean, they can't get it spot on, but because we're watching it, there's little things that will tweak it up a little bit to make it a little bit
I
more.
suppose Reaver was necessary for the story because they had to introduce somebody who you didn't know was going to survive or not.
No.
That makes sense.
Yeah, and also the rug pulling, pulled the rug from under our feet, as an audience of like, oh, actually, she's a youngling survivor. They wouldn't have been able to do that, would they, with any other characters?
So for me, that's another 9 for me.
Yeah,
that's a high score.
Yeah, as I say, I loved the first 2 episodes were perfect. On second viewing, first viewing, it was like a bit like if you're invested in like the universe as I am, probably more than you two, it was a bit like, Leia took me out of it, the chase scenes. But on second viewing, I worked it out and just enjoyed the bits that.
This is what I got to do prior to a podcast now. If I know we're going to be doing this, I need to be watching it twice so I can get it. Because I just watch it once, but
I think
you guys a lot of.
Maybe you're okay, G, because you don't have preconceptions. You don't have hang-ups, but I have hang-ups.
But you hang up because you're watching it again and you're like, oh, you start picking it apart kind of thing, innit?
No, the opposite for me. I pick it apart in the first one, and then the second viewing, I'm like, right, I can pick out the good bits and they far outweigh the...
See? It would be the other way around for me. If I watch it
a second time,
I think I'll start picking it and analysing it a bit too much.
Yeah, it's fair enough. Everyone's different. So at the end, they've escaped and they head off to Mapuzo.
Yeah.
Look at my notes.
Yeah. Which is it's like a dusty desert land, isn't it?
Dusty desert.
Not Tatooine or the other one.
A lot of places on the Star Wars things, they're all dusty places, aren't they?
They are.
Well, that's what I said. That's why I liked Dayu, because it showed the galaxy's inhabited.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And with billions of that's also why I liked episode 5 of The Mandalorian, of Book of Boba Fett. You had that ring planet.
Yes. Yeah, that was cool.
Yeah. To me, Star Wars should have a lot of city type planets. I wasn't looking forward to Mapuzo when I first saw it. But what did you think, Matt?
To begin with there, whereby they're just on that, they land on the planet and the rendezvous doesn't turn up, and they they wander off and they see that the alien guy driving that.
Doesn't wait long though, Obi-Wan, does he?
No, not at all. No, not at all. But
how would he get on in London if he was waiting for a cab or something? He was like, he's not here, he's not coming. No, they're not coming. Don't trust cabs, Leia. Let's go over there.
Let's just go. Yeah, so they hook up with that guy.
Freck or something, I think.
Is it Freck? Yeah, and it's voiced by that Zach Braff as well, wasn't it? But
I don't know.
Yeah, the Scrubs guy, but
okay.
Yeah, which I didn't know. I only saw his name appear in the credits there. But and
I believe you, Matt.
And then they the thing for me though is that the stormtroopers, they kind of then jump in the back, don't they? And bearing in mind they're looking for a Jedi, and surely Obi-Wan, they're looking for Obi Wan Kenobi as well. Yeah, they're looking for Obi Wan Kenobi, aren't they? And there must be like some.
They don't know that potentially.
I thought they did, because at this point they're specifically looking for Obi Wan Kenobi, aren't they? Because Vader's aware of him because of the Force Awakens thing, and I thought at this point Reva and Vader they are just specifically looking for Obi-Wan, not a Jedi, but Obi-Wan, So given Baron, and then they jump on and they mention like a Jedi, being around, and
he's got a wanted.
They've seen anyone,
I thought it was going to kick off, mate. To be honest.
You're right. Because in the previous episode,
Yeah, so that kind of
picture, you know, on the bounty hunters have got a wanted.
that's right.
So you're right, Matt.
Yeah, it kind of takes you out of it a wee bit, you know. I mean, don't get me wrong, it's all good,
unless
but
it's a
it does kind of take you out of it a bit.
Unless it's a long way from the centre and they haven't got the full details, and all they've got at the moment is it's a Jedi.
Yeah, exactly.
If they go back to base, they go, "Oh my God, look at this! This is who we were after."
Yeah,
you know, it flashes up on the local TV station or something, and they go, "Oh my God!"
Oh, we had him. He was right there.
We missed him. So maybe it's a bit of that.
Yeah, no, indeed. But and then because even that Frick, yeah, he's aware of something about them, isn't he? That is often kind of warns, you know, when they then get to the checkpoint, and which is like the you know the weakest security checkpoint ever. You know, you kind of got the little lasers.
Yeah.
You got those little lasers there, and then you got like huge gap either side that you can just kind of walk around.
Yeah.
Yeah, but isn't that like a roadblock in real life?
Yeah, I guess so.
Do you know what I mean? If you're blocking off a road, you only block the road off. You don't sort of tend to sort of.
No, I know, but yeah. And then you got the introduction of you know, I can't remember the character's name, but the lady from Game of Thrones who's
India Rami. India Varma. India Varma.
Yeah, so yeah,
Actually,
exactly.
they were waiting for her, wasn't it?
Yes.
She rocked up a bit late, isn't it?
That's right.
She was like 1.2 seconds late, and they'd already gone.
Isn't it? Always late, isn't it?
Obi Wan keeps to a very tight schedule, man. Like, you ain't there 1 second.
You're out in the desert. You ain't got nowhere to go. What the hell?
Exactly.
Time is different here, man. You can't say, "Oh yeah, you got to."
Why don't you not wait 5 minutes?
I know. Yeah, he's been meditating in the desert for 10 years in a cave.
Damn it. An extra 5 minutes in the desert waiting for someone. You know, come on. Man. He was like, "No, they're not coming. Come on, let's go. Go, come on."
But did you? Yeah. So she shoots those guys shoots the stormtroopers, doesn't she?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, and then reveals herself as who they were waiting for.
I think she fancied him as well.
So basically,
yeah, definitely.
like a double agent to a certain degree, hasn't she?
Yeah.
Sorry, G.
She's been acting like a double agent kind of thing.
Yeah, because there's even a bit in the next episode, isn't there, that you kind of second guessing whether she is actually a double agent.
Yeah,
you know,
that's what I thought,
plays that.
Oh, you two did. I didn't get that vibe. I just always thought she was on the side of.
Oh, I always kind of knew, but I just thought, well, she's got to act a certain way to play it off so that she doesn't cause suspicious alarm on the opposite side, isn't it?
Yeah, because the thing that made me think is because when she first turns up, you know, on that transporter, and she's got stormtroopers with her, isn't she? You know, and you think, well, what's her game plan there? If she's en route to pick up Obi-Wan, how's that going to work anyway?
Good point.
Yeah, so the fact she then shoots them, and you think,
they were also all the others. Unless the stormtroopers she shot were also double agents.
Nah.
I don't know. Yeah,
I'm too far now, Paul, mate.
I know. But you're Matt's. That's the first plot point, really, that I can't come back.
She was just playing it very close to the line, as possible, up to a certain point, and then the way she would flip, basically.
From a certain point of view.
Yeah, but then again, as Matt says, how the hell was she on her way to meet Obi-Wan if she was in a transport with 3 stormtroopers?
Yeah.
I remember she had to play it down, innit, like she was with them. So maybe she couldn't just go off by herself. So she had to take them with her. But at some point, she knew she was going to take them out.
Yeah.
Unless she was going to drop them at that checkpoint, take the transport through the checkpoint, and then go and meet Obi-Wan. That's the only. That's what you have to do with Star Wars. You've got to.
You're overthinking that bit, mate.
No, but I mean that's the only way I can make sense of some of the stuff.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Where you have to. The directors, especially in this series, there's quite a lot of stuff where they cut things and didn't explain things.
Yeah.
But I find that they do that with all the stuff, because all these programs, because it's only so much they can cram in a program, isn't it? In an episode, and they don't make them long enough. You know?
No, which is really annoying.
Yeah, I think if they made them a bit longer, then more things could be revealed and make sense. But because they're crammed down so short, we only get that's why we get these parts where it's cut off, and then you think, well, what happens after this point?
Yeah.
And it just goes to another scene, and then kind of leaves you wondering, second guessing, like you know, making up your own decision of what's going to happen or why.
How did that person get to there?
Yeah,
that's why I watch. That's kind of why I watch things twice as well.
Yeah, I mean, that was another criticism, wasn't it, of the show, was the length of the episodes. You're right there, G. They but particularly like comparison to like something like Stranger Things that are, you know, going the opposite way.
Stranger Things went on for like the last episode went for like 2 hours 20 minutes.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm struggling with Stranger Things though, because the episodes are so long.
No, man, I love it.
And they seem to pad them out.
No, I love them. I love them, man. I love them.
I do. Yeah.
Where are you on Stranger Things now, Paul?
So the guy in the Russian camp has escaped.
Right.
Hold on, the guy in the Russian camp? You mean Jim Hopper?
Jim Hopper has escaped.
The guy in the Russian camp,
and on the other side, I don't know where they are. Where are they at? Something like that. Yeah. So I imagine I'm about half. How many episodes is there?
9. Is there, I think, now?
9 in the last episode, basically.
Yeah.
So I think I'm.
They only added the last 2 episodes this Friday.
Yeah.
I'm halfway through then, I reckon.
Okay. So we're going to do a future podcast about that.
Can do. Yeah.
You up for that, G?
I would like that, because that was really good, and it really explained why certain things happened in previous episodes way down at the very beginning. Right, Matt? Like and I'm like, oh, right, because you still was quite a bit up to this point. You're still quite a bit confused, like where did these monsters come from and what?
Yeah, exactly.
How's it all tying together? So this last few episodes really explained everything.
Yeah. No, I wholly agree. Yeah, some of those, the first couple of seasons and even the third one, perhaps. Yeah, you are left wondering, like, you know, I love this, but I'm not really fully getting the upside down. But you're right, season 4 just kind of ties it all in.
And the reason why they made it so long is because there was so much going on in one episode. Yeah. That's why they had to do them as long as they did. Because at one point I'm watching, there was like 3 different things going on at the same time. Do you know what I mean? And it's like first you're concentrating on that, then it flips to this, then it flips to that. It's like, oh my God, you know, it's a lot going on.
Why don't they release them weekly? Because one thing that I've noticed is that no one really talks about something that happens in Stranger Things. You know, like Obi Wan Kenobi or not just Star Wars, but anything that comes out weekly. You had this whole thing where everyone's raving about some scene or something for that whole week.
Look, you're just not in the right place, Paul. Trust me, there's forums where people are discussing this.
What I'm talking about is in the general. If you go on Twitter, people don't talk about specific things in Stranger Things. All they say is Stranger Things is amazing.
Oh, I don't know. I think maybe this time around where they did the volume 1 and volume 2, and you can see why they did that once you watch that last episode of volume 1 in particular. There, you know, and you know, G will know that. I mean, a lot of people were talking about that. You know, the reveals in that last episode in particular. And then there was so much chatter, and then you had to wait a month for, you know, the final 2 episodes. And you've had the same this weekend, you know, of people chatting. So I think that's their answer to doing what you're.
Episode 6. If I get up to episode 6, there's a big cliffhanger for the last 2 episodes or something.
Episode 7, yeah. So this in volume 1 rather, there's 7 episodes. So that 7th episode in particular, there's a lot going on without saying anything, but yeah. But you can see why they split it into 2 volumes. But I think it's for the reason you've mentioned there, Paul, is because there's a lot to digest. There's a lot to discuss, and I think it worked this time around.
I didn't watch it the last season. I didn't watch it till probably about a week ago, and then because I didn't want to have a long wait for the last 2 episodes. So what I did, I watched it, and then it was like a little couple of days gap, and then on Friday just gone, the 8 and 9 was released, so then I watched that Saturdays, which was cool. Perfect.
Oh, and you never saw any spoilers at all after
no spoilers.
Okay.
Nothing,
that's what I'm saying, because I don't think people.
I didn't want to see no spoilers. I just wanted to watch it
Yeah.
and see it as it is, basically, rather than seeing all these spoilers and shit.
I mean, this is what I'm saying. I'm on Twitter all the time, and I would have no idea what's going on in Stranger Things because nobody.
Sometimes that's good though, because
no. What I'm saying is, no one talks about specific scenes.
yeah.
Stranger Things, which is kind of weird.
Uh-huh.
Oh, I don't know. Yeah, I disagree with that. I mean, or maybe I get different trends that pop up, but I certainly saw a lot of chatter around Volume 1, and I'm glad I saw all 7 episodes before going back on Twitter, because it would have ruined your enjoyment otherwise. Because there are some awesome reveals.
Yeah, because I'm saying that as well, because one of my friends at work, she watches it. She's a big fan of it.
Yeah,
and she was watching. She'd watched all of it already, and she's waiting for like the last 2 episodes to come on the Friday. But she went on somewhere, I think it was like Facebook or something, can't remember. And she got like a spoiler alert on there before watching it, and she was quite upset because she's like, I didn't want to know that, but it just someone had either put a message on Facebook saying that this had happened, and it kind of spoiled it a little bit for her.
Yeah,
I think. It's with like Obi Wan Kenobi. For us, we all sit down as a family and watch it.
Yeah.
The Stranger Things, and X watched it like on her laptop.
Right.
Jensen watches it in his laptop.
Yeah,
and there's no interaction between us.
Really?
No, it's weird. It's not. It's kind of like a different vibe, isn't it? It's almost like something you watch on your own.
Yeah.
And don't talk to anyone about it. For me, that's how I look at it.
Okay.
Anyway, back to episode 3, because otherwise we're
in it.
So your score, Matt. I mean, you have to talk about Vader burning Obi Wan, obviously.
Yeah. Do you want me to do that? Or?
No. I'm saying, and then in killing those people in the street as well, I suppose.
Yeah, I mean, I thought that was a good because that's like your introduction into. It's not quite your introduction into him in the series, because he's introduced a bit early in episode 3, isn't he?
Yeah.
But he's that's your first introduction of his powers, I guess.
He was pretty brutal.
And his anger, exactly. Where and I think he's deliberately doing that for Obi-Wan's benefit as well, isn't he? Because he's aware Obi-Wan's there, and
he wants him to come out and save those people, doesn't he?
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. He's using that as bait, so to speak. But I thought it was a very good parallel to your, that last scene in Rogue One as well, where you kind of see the sheer brutality of Darth Vader, in that, when he rocks up on the Tantive 4, whatever it's called, in the
blockade runner.
Yeah, in the blockade runner. Yeah, exactly. And I thought it was really cool. But and then they have their first duel, and you see how kind of weak
he was lame, wasn't he?
Yeah, and I know there was some kind of criticism after that around because he creates the fire, doesn't he? Darth Vader creates the fire, drags Obi-Wan into it, and and then he's making it burn and suffer. He's kind of toying with him in a way, isn't he? He's not really kind of, you could see if he wanted to, he could, kind of kill him there and then, I guess. But he's just wanting him to suffer, isn't he?
Do you think he got flashbacks of burning himself?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I don't think he wants to kill him. I think he wants to make him suffer, doesn't he, and punish him at that point. And so I thought it was, I thought it was a good, again, probably for the first time I watched it. Truth be told, I might have been a little underwhelmed. Only that bit, only that scene. Just a little bit underwhelmed. Because we've been waiting, years. What's it been? I don't know, 17 years since.
Paid off in the end, didn't it?
Yeah, exactly. And you're there thinking, but it's only again when you kind of watch it again afterwards, and because you're taking so much in to begin with, and you're there thinking, actually, I dig that. I thought it was pretty good. But yeah, no. Again, I thought it was a a great episode. I thought it was an improvement on the first 2. I thought now we're cooking. Yeah, I thought now we're cooking because I'm here for Darth Vader.
I think I'm going to be the opposite to you.
Oh, really? Oh, okay.
Yes.
No, I thought we were kind of cooking from here on in. And so for me, I'd say that was a good. I think it was a solid 9 out of 10. But yeah, a little underwhelmed with the duel to begin with, but yeah, on second viewing, I thought
you reconciled it.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, no, indeed. And then you got this like weird old Reaver teleporting thing in that tunnel where she gets ahead of Leia. Well, I
Don't
still
think
can't get my
she
head
went
around that.
down the tunnel at all.
Oh, do you not?
Because I think you remember when Obi-Wan's in the street and he looks up,
Yeah.
and on top of the mountain thing or whatever it is, there's a spaceport.
Yes.
Yeah, but we don't.
So I think she figured out
We don't see
going
that.
to the spaceport.
We don't see that, so you can't really just assume that how she.
Well, no, but that's my headcanon. I'm just trying to make sense.
Your head canon's not reliable, Paul.
No, I agree. I'm just this is why I didn't like the episode.
It's too soft. Your head canon's too soft on Reva.
I know.
Yeah.
No,
we know why. We know why, but
no, it's not that. I didn't. Oh yeah, I did post that picture, didn't I?
Yeah, you did,
yeah, exactly.
Strong thighs, mate. Remember the Bond girl that had. So you can imagine.
Xenia on the top.
You can imagine going out like that, couldn't you?
Oh, yeah.
No, G, no. So Matt gives it a 9. Matt's ramped his score up, man. He's seduced by the dark side and everything. G.
Yeah, I'm cooking now.
I personally think that scene was a bit not unrealistic, but to the point where it's like he knows he's there, and he's walking through the street, and he's fucking, dragging this person with the force and all that stuff, and it's like he knows he's there hiding. He should have been able to find him and call him out and say, yeah, come on then, like, what's going on? They should have a little, but it's like it's unbelievable. It's unbelievable. Unbelievable. Because he's so strong, he's so powerful at this point, Vader.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah,
and
that's what I'm saying.
I personally don't understand how he still managed to hide from him in that little cave, in that little hut thing, wherever he was hiding. You know what I mean? Because
Yeah, you're right. Vader should be able to. Although, I can't make anything on that.
I personally, I just give that one about a 6.
6?
Yeah. Because it was just to me, it was just unbelievable. Because I'm thinking, you're walking through this little dusty town. There's little huts of houses. There's not many of them. You're walking through the pathway. Lifting up this person, like that person with the force and all that stuff. But yet, you can't pick up that Obi-Wan is in one of these huts.
Yeah.
Would it have been better if it wasn't filmed at night? If it was during the day?
Sorry.
I think that also demonstrates that he's he's quite arrogant, isn't he, Vader? And he's quite a I think because that's a bit of a kind of through line as well, isn't it?
So it's like, but to me, he knows he's there, but he wants Obi to face him and come out and face him.
Yeah.
He's just like saying like, well,
he doesn't move very fast. Don't forget, Vader. No. He only walks everywhere, so
exactly
he can't run.
What's that got to do with it?
We've never seen him run, have we?
Well, he don't need to run. He's got the force.
Yeah, maybe he thought,
The force don't need to run, man. When you got force like power like that, you don't need to run nowhere. You just take the time and stride, walk.
Yeah.
Whatever your end game is, you're gonna get there, and you're gonna deal with it. Yeah, because you got the force. Yeah, you've seen what he can do. Yeah. So I personally, I'd save that energy and walk as well, because then I got more power to use the force, innit? If I'm running everywhere and I get out of breath, I've got to use the force. I ain't got no, come on, mate, use your love.
Yeah, I know, mate. I know. I mean, the thing with me in that fight was, in the whole sequence when it got to night, is they used a lot of. It was very hard to see what was going on.
That's another thing as well. The visual. It was not. We weren't done very well night. The night scenes. You just couldn't see it.
No, that's right. And that bit where they were doing the fire, with all the flames, they just looked like some quarry. To be honest with you.
Yeah.
It was very cheap. It was almost like
exactly. Yeah.
It's like, we can't. Got halfway through it and thought, I can't be half with this lot, but whatever.
Yeah. I mean, last time we saw them fight, they were on Mustafar, with all the volcanic and passion, flying little robot trays going around and dueling, and next time you see them, they're in a quarry.
It's very sparse
around the corner.
And that's because I love the beginning of the episode, Mapuzo and Pozo, because I think they shot that outside. I don't think that was shot on the volume.
No.
And it looked better. But then when it got to the nighttime scenes, I wasn't impressed.
Yeah.
I wasn't really impressed by anything that happened in the.
Yeah, sorry, that was most of the any of the nighttime scenes where it's like pitch black, where they were outside in the outdoor and it was night, it weren't, the visual was not good.
Yeah, I'll give it a 7 for Freck or Frock, whatever his name was.
A 7.
Yeah, 7.
Oh,
But
I'm surprised by your guys' low scores.
I've given it the low scores, yeah. So
Yeah, this is my. Actually, it's not my worst episode, to be honest. But it was just the Vader fight didn't do anything for me, even though I understood why it was like that and why Kenobi was very weak and he was just first lightsaber fight and stuff like that. But the Reva thing, how did she get in front of Leia? And so that actually, take that back, so she did kill that other guy then, didn't she?
Yeah,
that pilot as well.
She's a bad one, Paul.
Yeah,
you've got to accept it.
She's a wrong one. Yeah,
she's a wrong one. She was going to kill. She was going to kill little Luke at the end.
I'd still give it a go. So yeah, 7. So then, what happens? So Kenobi gets saved by that really fast robot that drags him out of there really quick before anyone can react. Yeah.
Some sarcasm there, Paul.
And then on to episode 4, which was as Ethan, who's played Fallen Order, keeps saying, Cal Custard is on that planet. So episode 4 is the Fortress, isn't it?
Yeah.
The underwater.
Yeah. By many, this was thought to be like a filler episode as well. After the whole kind of first 3, and particularly the Vader showdown, a lot of people were quite disappointed by this one. But I thought it was all right, actually. I think it was a similar episode in was it Mando season 2, I think, whereby they rock up at a facility.
Yeah, when he has to show his face.
Has to show his exactly. And but there's a reveal there around like the Snoke cloning, that a lot of people kind of missed at that time. And here the big reveal was around where all those Jedi were being kind of, frozen.
First off, I thought they're not Jedi, but then I presume most of them are Jedi in hiding.
Yeah, exactly.
After, so that's why they've got, clothes from, what's that? What's the really cheap chain? I can't remember what it's called. They've got like cheap garments on, haven't they? They haven't got their Jedi robes on, and the reason for that is because they were captured after. Apart from that youngling, unfortunately, who didn't make it out of the first, right at the beginning, he got caught.
Yeah.
And also what you're reminded of is because in Revenge of the Sith, you're there thinking Order 66 was pretty successful, with the exception of like Yoda, Obi Wan, and
loads of people escaped.
But as it turns out, there was like heaps of Jedi still around.
It's like the path. We didn't mention the path, which I thought was quite good.
Yes, yeah.
A bit like the Underground Railway, whatever they called it in the in America. So this is the way of the smuggling out, and there was a few. Quinlan Voss, I think, was mentioned. But again, if you haven't watched the animated series, that probably passed you by. But I thought that was quite cool. But apparently the way that Obi-Wan gets into Nur is the same way that Cal Kestis does in Fallen Order.
Oh, okay, right.
I don't know if anyone aware of Fallen Order.
This is the game, isn't it? Yeah. I've never played it, but I'm aware of it.
That's a game.
Ethan's mad on it. So
okay.
Yeah, so
is that a game on the tablet or
Xbox and PS4,
Xbox.
I think.
Okay.
So,
Fallen Order. Okay, never heard of it.
Yeah, it's a good game, but it takes a long time to, and on the settings, it's very, very hard.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
I had to tell Ethan to go into story mode, unfortunately, to do it, because there's all these things at the end where he fights Vader, and it's really cool stuff.
Yeah.
Can't get to it unless you're some, a proper gamer that spends hours and hours doing it. So what did you think of the episode then, Matt?
Yeah, and I thought it was alright actually. I mean, and obviously this is the one with the speeders, whereby they kind of then rock up at the end, and then like about 9 of them get in one speeder. This is exaggeration, but they all get in. You think, hold on, I'm sure in the original in Empire, it was just like a pilot and co-pilot. So talk me through it then, Paul.
In Empire, when Luke gets attacked by the Wampa, yeah?
Yeah.
And they're out in the snow.
Yes.
And Han Solo comes out on the Tauntaun and, recovers, saves him and put him inside the Tauntaun. And who finds him?
I know one of the pilots find him, Snowspeeder.
How do they get back?
Well, yeah, I guess so. Yeah, I just always assumed that, they radioed ahead for some other transport or something. But you're saying they all got in one speeder?
Because it actually shows that speeder coming back and landing, then it cuts to them in the Bacta tank.
Oh, okay. Right.
So visually, it's like the same. Visually, Lucas did it.
Yeah.
They find them, and they said, "Oh, what they say? Good morning," or something like that. And then they circle around them. And the next scene is one of the snow speeders coming into the hangar.
Oh, okay.
And then it cuts to Luke in the Bacta tank.
Right.
So visually, it's obviously somehow Luke and Han are in the back of that snow speeder.
Yeah. See, I had that as a toy, that snow speeder.
You can't
there was no way you could get. There was no secret compartment there where you would get another,
So in universe, it has happened before. Apart from the fact they would have a child as well, obviously.
Yeah.
Which is obviously that bit. Yeah. So that was the main. I was shocked when I saw that because I thought, wow. Yeah, it doesn't make sense, but
no.
In universe, it makes sense because it's been done before.
Yeah. Sorry, I was also just reminded of something else that, and it was rightly criticised as well, whereby all of a sudden trench coats are a thing in Star Wars, and Obi-Wan's kind of hiding Leia under his trench coat as well, isn't he? He's kind of walking in the big hangar full of all the
so trench coats have never been in Star Wars before.
Well, I guess they have with the
yeah, they have all the time.
Solo's the big one.
Yeah. Well, yeah, but not that. What trench coat, not like that though. Not like a proper,
When you first meet, I can't remember his name, Beckett.
Who's
on
Beckett?
the
the Woody Harrelson character.
Yeah, so when you first meet him on Mimban, which is that mud planet, and they're sort of like, it's all dark and they're fighting the aliens you can't really see.
Yeah,
they're all wearing trench coats in the trenches because it's kind of a First World War kind of vibe.
Yeah, I know they were in Return of the Jedi as well, but not in a kind of like a proper, with the belts. He takes
that trench coat off of one of the guys that's trying to shoot him in the corridor.
Right.
There is a guy in a trench coat.
Yeah. Okay. Well, we'll move on from the trench coat. I think the fact that he's just trying to hide. He's trying to hide Leia under there. He's trying to hide Leia under there, though. That's a little bit like it's a little bit too Inspector Gadget for my liking. He's trying to hide a little person under his trench coat.
Oh yeah,
it's like quite two pairs of legs walking.
It was goofy. Yeah, I
know. Oh my days.
Anyway, yeah.
What's your scores then?
Yeah, what's your score, Matt? Come on.
Score on that one? I think it was
8.5.
Yeah, probably. Yeah.
Are you putting the scores in his mouth, or Paul?
No, I'm going to go 8. I'm going to go 8 on that one again. I wouldn't say that was better than the first two, to be honest with you. Yeah, that's a solid 8. That's a solid 8. That one.
Yeah, Matt?
They're putting scores.
What do you mean, G? Sorry.
Yeah, that's the one. That's the episode where Obi's in the. It starts off with Obi-Wan in that kind of tank, isn't it? Getting healed or something, right?
It does. He doesn't spend long enough in there either.
But he doesn't stay in there long, does he?
No.
The magical Bacta tank.
Yeah, and she's like saying, "Oh, you got you still need to heal up and all this stuff."
Needs to heal inside, didn't she? She said about his inside needs healing or something.
That's right. Yeah. But he jumps out anyway. So,
I've got to find Leia.
Yeah.
I mean, there was a good bit when India Varma's, so what's her name, Tala, when she has to get past that guy.
Yeah.
That stops her. Remember, she has that little interaction.
Yes, that's right. Yeah.
And he doesn't want to. She's not in the right sector or something like that.
Oh yeah.
And the worst security in the world. You've got this little thing like that. Little thing like that in a massive space either side. You
really got to think about their security system.
They just don't find it out.
And then people were
complaining. No wonder they got beat.
Yeah.
People were complaining about when
they had the best technology and all the best gadgets, but they still got beat because their security was rubbish.
Yeah, it was crap. Exactly. That's what let
They
them
put
down.
guardrails on their on their high beams, high walkways, so people keep falling off.
I personally think that the best bit in this episode was with Reva when she takes out a lightsaber at the dock bit when they're trying to escape.
Yeah.
She's like just doing all the lightsabering and all the bullets and all that flying everywhere.
Yeah.
I think personally, that was the best bit in that whole episode when she's standing on that landing bay bit and she's fighting.
Yes.
She's standing there. She's like looking like, oh, you just got away again. Like, she just wants to, you can see the intensity in her face, man.
Well, this is the episode where Vader goes apeshit as well.
Yeah,
it is. Yeah,
he actually almost runs. He's walking like, when you're going for a train and you're not sure if you're going to catch it, but you don't full out run.
It's like, oh, should I? Oh, shouldn't I? Oh,
really fast.
Yeah.
I thought he was like, this, I do not accept defeat or whatever he said.
Yeah.
But that was a really good bit, I think. That was the best bit for me.
And it was also a nice little tie into the old New Hope as well, wasn't it? Because she came up with the idea of the tractor beam, didn't she, on the snow speeder? Or in the little droid, Leia's droid.
Yeah.
She put the
tracker on it, innit?
She put the tracker in there, didn't she? Yeah. And then Vader was like, "Oh, most impressive."
Yeah.
Like, and then you've done very well.
Exactly.
I'm going to use that in 10 years' time.
I will remember that. Yeah.
I won't kill you today. You've done very well.
Yeah.
Yeah, that didn't quite. Yeah, that was a good scene, but I kind of thought Vader would have just killed her straight away.
Yeah. I agree.
Yeah, you must admit, right? Vader let a lot of shit slide, man.
He did.
Yeah, he was the Empire is pretty incompetent. I mean, I like in the Empire. Don't tell Annette this, but I like the Empire. To be able to join the Empire, it's a bit like joining the civil service.
Yeah,
you don't have to have much qualifications.
Really,
job for life.
Yeah.
Just don't screw anything up. So don't make any big decisions that could go either way.
Is it a job for life though? Because in the original trilogy, Vader was killing them all over the place. That wasn't a safe.
No, you not watch Robot Chicken. They all pretend.
Yeah.
They all pretend they're being choked.
Yeah.
And as soon as Vader's gone away, they drag him out of the room. And as soon as Vader goes away, they just dress him up as something else, put a moustache on, give him a different name, and then if Vader kills them again, he thinks he's the same person. He doesn't think it's the same person. Yeah, watch Robot Chicken. There's a really good sketch about.
I'm not watching any more of your animated programs.
Robot Chickens. Have you not watched Robot Chicken?
Nah, I've seen Family Guy. I've seen the Family Guy once.
Oh, Star Wars ones.
I've seen it advertising, but I just figured I ain't watching this crap.
No, it's not. It's funny as shit, man. It's
really
proper funny. No, it's not childish funny. It's adult humor.
Really?
With swearing.
Robot Chicken.
Robot Chicken, yeah.
So, all right, I'm going to watch a couple of episodes. If it's crap, I'm going to cuss you out.
Robot Chicken's perfect, mate. Anyway, so G, we didn't get on to your thoughts on this episode, your score on this episode. Your scores have been going down steadily, G, for someone who said he really liked this. I'm
going to give it an 8.
Oh, you're back up with Matt.
It's back up, yeah, nice.
Nice. I must say, I think I'm probably with you guys. Yeah. It was a unique setting and it kind of looked good.
Yeah.
There were some real goofy bits, like Matt said, hiding under the trench coat. And the way that India Varma's character slaps that stormtrooper on the head to get away from him.
That's right. Yeah.
But then again, maybe they can't see shit in those helmets.
Yeah.
So maybe, and they don't want to put up too much of a struggle in case they get killed, but they did get killed anyway. So I'll give it an 8 as well.
Okay.
So then it goes on to, they put the tracker on the ship. Then they're going to Jabim, where, at the end, so just in the end of the previous episode, there was quite a touching scene with Wade, who died.
Oh, yeah.
Which no one really cared about, because we didn't really know Wade.
We didn't really know her, did we? No, she was the other pilot, wasn't she? The snowspeeder pilot.
She got shot, didn't she? Yeah.
No, she chucks that.
Oh, shuts the door, isn't it?
Didn't she?
And then she detonate something, isn't it?
Yeah, in midair. You think he's going to escape. He actually says a word like, I'm all good, I'm right behind you. And then he dies straight away, which kind of par for the course, isn't it? If you say that in Star Wars, you're going to die anyway. So.
Yeah.
So then, yeah. So chapter 5 is with Ice Cube's son.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah,
Roken.
that's right.
O'Shea Jackson Jr., who I followed on Twitter after he was announcing the show. And if you read his Twitter post, you'd think I thought he was going to be a Jedi and he was going to save the day because he was hyping himself up on Twitter. And after I thought, why were you hyping yourself up, mate? You didn't do really anything. But anyway, that's beside the point. And Matt, what did you think of this one? This was the this was the Reaver fight as well with Darth Vader.
That's right. Yeah. So this was kind of the reveal, wasn't it, of our intentions? And yeah, I thought it was cool. The last 2 episodes for me were, like certainly the best of the series. But I thought this was
episode 3 and 9, though. Don't forget.
Sorry.
You gave episode 3 and 9. Don't want to sort of.
Oh no! I know.
Yeah, go on. Sorry, I didn't interrupt you.
No, you're okay. So yeah, I'm trying to think how this one started. So they're on Jabin. So they're kind of talking. They're talking through.
They're talking with Roken, aren't they? Saying he doesn't want them. He wants to get rid of. I thought the bracelet that I'm wearing was a one of a kind, Matt.
Oh, I don't know. I got this from Sir Pat got me. So Pat got this. It's got like.
I'm a bit disappointed. I got this, and I was told it was.
Nah, mate.
I think it's slightly. I think yours is slightly different, Paul. To be honest with you,
it's not.
Mine kind of opens like this. Does yours open like that?
Yeah.
Magnetic, isn't it?
Oh, yours is magnetic.
No, it's not magnetic. No, it just kind of slides in like that.
Oh, okay.
Oh, have you got a plaque on the other side?
No, there's nothing on the other side, mate. So it's slightly different.
I've got something like that as well.
Have you?
Yeah, I got it for Father's Day, so they engraved it, which is quite nice.
Yeah, I think I got this for. I think this was an old Father's Day one. This one, or a wedding anniversary. I think this might be from Pat.
I think it's exactly the same as mine, apart from mine's got the plaque on the other side.
Yeah.
Anyway, sorry, mate. Sorry.
No. So yeah. So sorry. What are they discussing at the beginning with
Rogue? So.
Hey, which episode we're talking about now? 4 or 5?
5.
5,
aren't we? Yeah.
5. Yeah.
So
yeah.
Ice Cube's son is saying how he wants to get rid of Obi Wan, doesn't want him on there.
Open up with Darth Vader. I remember this one.
Actually, the training sequence.
Yeah.
That was.
So it opens up and then it's quite a nice visual view actually. It's like a city.
That's Coruscant.
Yeah, and then
the capital city.
Oh yeah, this is the flashback, isn't it? When
he's having a flashback of him training with Obi, isn't he?
That's right. Yeah, that's it. Yeah.
How can you
now, is that a flash? Is that a flashback or is that
flashback? Because he's like it's a flashback because
is it a memory?
Yeah, memory because flashback, memory, same shit.
Yeah, exactly.
He's just like because you see.
Is it the same, OG? Is a flashback the same as a memory?
Yeah, totally.
Yeah, I guess so.
I think so. Yeah, I think it was because it is told in such. That's why I was asking because it's told in such a way that
So
Obi Wan's looking back a bit, isn't he? Yeah, Obi Wan's kind of reflecting a bit, isn't he? He kind of comes to Obi Wan after, so it's kind of inferred that he's thinking back to it. So I think G's right. It's a memory, but the reason I kind of questioned at the time is they didn't really de-age Hayden Christensen. Admittedly, he hasn't aged that much, but.
Because I think it was a memory, so you could get away with it. If it was kind of like how it actually happened, as in a flashback, then maybe they were thinking, right, this is just me remembering it, so my details of how Hayden looked don't have to be spot on.
Yeah. Because I didn't know if, and I don't think so because of his hair. He had the Padawan. He had the Padawan hair, didn't he?
The Irish.
Yeah, Irish Padawan.
He's a Paddy.
But you could also interpret it to think that Obi-Wan's thinking of what could have been as well had he not succumbed to the dark side, and
because he's probably thinking they're like, man, if I was so angry all the time, gone to the dark side, I could have been still hanging out with Obi.
Yeah,
Didn't have any fun moments. I thought that was going to be a moment where they have a little kiss and cuddle kind of thing.
Oh, I think you won't see that in Star Wars, mate.
No, but as in, I thought it might be a moment where they'd be laughing and joking at the end, but he was quite serious and said, you will not be you will always be a Padawan because of your thirst for, I can't remember the words he uses. Does he say?
Thirst for always winning.
Always,
Yeah.
You have to have a result. You have to win.
Yeah. It's like he always has to win. That
Yeah.
comes first before anything.
Yeah,
That was
but that's how he gets the better of him in the final episode, doesn't he?
Yeah, he realizes that Vader will go all out to do one thing and miss the periphery, the other stuff going on.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, but no, I think I thought it was like excellent the way that it was all kind of structured and told, and you know, and it had some nice parallels, you know, with the kind of original
Robot chicken.
with the original kind of trilogy as well. You know, I thought it was cool. Yeah, and the reveal around you know, Reva as well and her intentions.
I like, you know, what I did like. I liked when like all the stormtroopers are standing at that bit, and then they just kind of like part like that, and Reva comes walking through.
That's right.
With her badass self.
Yeah.
And then, fire!
Yeah.
Fire!
I think they just wanted a better view of her, you know, from behind. I reckon.
Yeah, I'm sure they would. Yeah, I'm sure that's what you as a perv would think, innit? You're such a little perv.
It's a strong woman, mate. Strong women. You gotta respect the strong woman.
I respect the strong woman. Yeah.
You like some strong glutes. That's what you like.
Yes.
Respect the glutes.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, I thought it had some nice parallels to to Empire and Hoth. You know, with the kind of the base and you know the openings of the base, and you know, and also in the Last Jedi. Sorry, mate.
Did it look cheap?
Yeah, a little bit. Yeah, and also Crate as well in the Last Jedi it was quite similar looking to that as well. You know, with you know, the parallels with kind of Mark Hamill rocking up, but not rocking up because he was just a hologram or whatever.
Oh, the Last Jedi, the most
the Last Jedi,
divisive
exactly.
Star Wars thing.
Yeah, no, indeed. And I love that. I actually really loved the Last Jedi. I thought it was a good film. I thought that was probably the best one out of the sequel trilogy. Yeah, controversial. Yeah. That last one was horrendous. I did, yeah.
Is that the one with the scene where
the last one's the best one?
Where they're fighting.
The last one.
I love the last one.
Crap.
Is that the one where they're fighting and then it's like, what's his name? Luke is there, but he ain't there.
But he ain't there. That's right.
That's good. That is good.
Yeah.
That's the best scene.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, they're trying something. They're trying something new.
Sitting on some rock somewhere.
Yeah, that's right.
The last
and
Jedi,
there, isn't it?
If Rey had taken Kylo's hand, then that film would have been off the charts.
Yeah.
I think because they didn't do that, everyone says that Rian Johnson subverted everything, but I don't really think he changed much, to be honest. My personal opinion.
No, I agree.
I like the swashbuckling Star Wars, so that's why I liked the last one best.
Nah, and with the reintroduction of the Emperor, and you know, it's just and Rey being a Palpatine, it's just sucked. It's just made no sense.
I think
whatsoever.
the Emperor, if JJ had done all three and they had a plan,
then all three would have been shit.
No, I think the second one he would have been able to sort of suggest the Emperor was coming back, and it would have been better.
Yeah, perhaps. Yeah, I don't know. I think you're right. I think you make a good point. They're not coherent, are they? The three of them. You know, they're not.
I love the way JJ does Star Wars, so I'm more in the JJ camp than I am in the Ryan camp. So if he'd done all three, I think it would have been very derivative of Star Wars. I must admit, it wouldn't have tried anything new. But
yeah, I don't know. I quite like where they were going with that Last Jedi. You know, particularly how it ended, where like anyone could be a Jedi. You know, with
anyone can anyway.
Yeah, but it's kind of like heavily focused on, you know.
It didn't set up much, though, did it? I mean, if you look at the way the Last Jedi ended, it wasn't like a cliffhanger that you thought what's going to happen next or anything, was it? That's what I didn't like about it. It didn't give JJ a lot to go on that was actually exciting because she'd rejected Kylo anyway.
Yeah.
There wasn't many of the Resistance left. They were all aboard one ship. So as far as I know, the person that suggested that the Emperor came back was JJ and Kathleen went to George Lucas and he said, "Why don't you bring the Emperor back?" Apparently.
Yeah, I'm not sure. Anyway,
so
with this one, so I thought it was cool, and where you're talking about, you know, like with the Last Jedi and Luke doing these, you know, projection, astral projection trick, you know, that's never been seen.
Yeah, because he couldn't be bothered to.
Yeah, you had Vader in this one, didn't you?
Yeah,
With
on
the
the
whole
Millennium
bringing
Falcon,
down the ship, that you've never really
yeah, that
seen.
was cool, man.
Yeah, it was
And he
cool, but
ripped
you've
it
never
out.
really
I
seen
thought
him do that.
people were dying.
Yeah.
I thought there must be bodies coming out with that stuff he was ripping out.
Yeah, exactly. You know, but yeah, you've never really seen him do that before or since. And there was a lot of criticism afterwards around, you know,
Yeah,
why didn't he do that? Why didn't he do that at the end of Rogue One? You know, when they're flying away, and you think, well, that's a lot bigger ship, and it's further away. You know, but yeah, but I thought it was a really cool scene, and I thought it was, you know, the whole bluff, you know, where there's a ship behind.
Second ship, yeah.
And again, it ties in nicely with the scene at the beginning, you know, with the whole where he's not looking at the periphery, you know, Anakin, you know, he's just focusing on winning. It kind of proves his point.
Yeah.
Obi-Wan, you know, and so yeah, I thought it was a really good episode. The thing that kind of slightly bothered me, and that Reva didn't die, really, you know, with the whole kind of they left her to live, you know, that's another thing that, you know, just doesn't really gel with, you know, the betrayal that, you know, given the reveal of her betrayal, and you had the Grand
He stabbed her
Inquisitor still
twice.
alive. Yeah, exactly. And you also feel for poor Qui-Gon, you know, and you think, man, he just took one hit like that from Darth Maul in the Phantom Menace, and he was gone. You know, he was up there with the Jedi Angels.
There is an answer to it, and that's if you're on the dark side, you can use your dark side energy to heal wounds and hold on to life more than a Jedi.
Right.
So that's their kind of get out.
Oh, is that kind of Jedi?
And then if you go back to the Grand Inquisitor getting stabbed, he's a Itapauan, and they have two stomachs.
Right. Okay. All right. Well, yeah. I'm not up on all the extended.
Yeah, I didn't know that.
As a casual viewer, you think, oh, come on.
Oh yeah, it's rubbish.
Yeah. You got some serious research there, isn't it, Paul, man? Jeez.
No, I didn't know about the Grand Inquisitor till it explained on Twitter to me.
Yeah.
And also really Reva, and they just said if you're a dark side user, you can, like Darth Maul, surviving being cut in half. Oh, spoiler for Clone Wars spoiler, sorry. But yeah, so that's the way they get out of it. That's supposed to be the canon, that if you're a dark side user, you can take a lot more than a Jedi,
right,
and still survive.
Yeah. Okay. Cool. Anyway, so I score it 9 out of 5. 9 out of 5.
9 out of 5.
9.5. 9.5.
Yeah, we're getting to the end, starting to lose track. G, what did you think of episode 5?
A very good episode. Yeah, there was a lot of action going on, a lot of light-saving action scenes and stuff. But at the same time, it was critical because there was some dark scenes as well, where the visual.
Yeah, I could hardly see them.
Yeah, and that's what annoyed me about it. It's very frustrating. So
this is the one where I had to adjust my TV to a completely different setting to see it.
Really? Yeah, because there's quite a few dark scenes in there, weren't there? And it's just annoying. It's like at first I was thinking like, bloody hell, there's something wrong with my eyes or something. Like, you know, it's like it's gone really dark. And
it was like Game of Thrones. What's the penultimate episode with the White Walkers? Remember when they attacked Thing?
I can't remember that. No.
Yeah, and you couldn't see Jack.
Really?
Do you not remember Game of Thrones?
Yeah, but I haven't watched all of it though.
Oh, well, Game of Thrones.
Oh, I've never finished it.
Oh.
Yeah. So yeah.
But there was a good scene because it explains. This is the episode where Reva explains
why she's
doing everything.
Yeah. You see her like when she was a little girl.
Yeah.
And explains that the group that she was with, how they all got killed off by Anakin at the time, when she thought that they thought that he was coming to help them, and he just slaughtered them all, man. I think, how can you slaughter?
And she blamed Obi Wan, saying, "Where were you?"
Yeah, where was you at the time? But where was he? He didn't answer that, did he?
He was riding a lizard, wasn't he? Not doing something.
Yeah, but yeah, so yeah, she was. She didn't really trust anybody, really, did she?
No.
But yeah, it does explain a lot why she's so angry and what her motive was for doing what she's doing.
Yeah,
so
that was a good scene.
Yeah. So all in all, it's a good episode, but it's just the dark scenes bit that I found really annoying.
Yeah, so I went back literally and changed the setting on the TV. I changed it because my series got 4 settings. I think I went to natural.
Yeah.
And everything was really good then, but normal. Yeah. So it's worth changing.
I've got mine on I have it on like movie mode or something like that.
Yeah, we
I know you can. I know you're
Oh.
saying you can change it to like natural lighting or whatever. Yeah, but I didn't bother. I didn't even think to do that, to be honest. I just thought, oh,
Well, again, a bit like what Matt does. I didn't like the. I always, apart from the first 2 episodes, which I loved, kind of off the bat.
yeah,
And then the last episode, we forget to the other ones. When it got to the dark scenes, when I rewatched them, I tried to change it because there was a lot of detail that I just didn't get the first time.
yeah, sure.
Yeah.
So what was your score, G?
My score, I'd say I'd give this at 8.5.
8.5.
Yeah.
Yeah, this was a hard one to score because there was a lot of good stuff, but I thought it looked quite cheap in the sets. And also the fighting didn't seem that believable.
Yeah.
You know, when she leads them in and she hangs back.
Yeah.
And they go in. I know that girl sacrifices herself, didn't she?
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah.
Tara sacrificed herself. And then, like a bit like Matt said, I thought, I'd heard on a leak that she survived. And then when he stabs her, I thought, oh, the leaks are wrong. This is fantastic. This is actually a good ending.
Yeah.
And then when it turned out that she wasn't dead, that was like, oh. I mean, also, we've got to talk about Bail Organa.
Yes.
Voice message, mate. Don't leave a voice message that tells everybody what to do.
Exactly.
What the heck is he doing, man?
Yeah, because he mentions about the kids, isn't he?
Tatooine.
Yeah. And it drops on the floor. And I think at the beginning, when I saw that scene, I was thinking, why is that dropped on the floor? And it's the bloody voice recorder thing, isn't it?
That's right.
And I'm like, and she finds it, doesn't she?
Yeah.
Finds it. And then it's like, oh, so that's how she knows to go and try and kill off Luke. But she wouldn't have known about it.
No.
That was dumb. That was proper dumb. Forgot about that. See?
I mean, people do in real life. People do dumb things.
People do of course. So, it happens, isn't it?
In my headcanon,
I guess, really, because it just shows that anyone could like make that mistake.
Yeah, he's saying he's stressed because his he hasn't heard from Obi Wan.
Yeah.
And he's saying things that he shouldn't say, and probably after he clicked off the message, he probably thought, "Oh shit, man, what have I done? I can't ring him up again and say delete the previous message, mate."
No,
you know what I mean? He can't do that, so he has to live with it, I suppose. So this one, I think I'd give it an 8.5.
Okay.
There's great bits. Is very badly shot as far as the visuals go. I think Reva should have died. But it was still the bit where she actually gives a reason for her motives.
Yeah.
But if she'd have died, then you wouldn't have the scene of her going after Luke.
No.
But would you have needed that?
Not really, because nothing never really come about it, did it? Because all it was, she went there to do it, but then she didn't do it. And then like, basically Obi-Wan got there and then she was carrying him and he was still alive. And then that was it, really. And then you just didn't see her after that, did you?
No.
And she
I suppose that was her redemption, though, wasn't it? Really, she went. If she had died in that episode 5, she wouldn't have. There would have been no redemption for her.
Does that leave it open for her to rock up if they do another season? I guess.
Yeah,
I guess so. Yeah.
So on to episode 6.
Yes.
The greatest fight ever in Star Wars. The greatest lightsaber fight ever.
Well, you think it kind of surpasses the?
No, I'm just throwing it out there. I'm not saying it is.
Nah.
I'm looking for a reaction, guys.
You're gonna laugh, yeah.
Controversy.
You're gonna laugh.
On the podcast.
You're gonna laugh, but the one of the best ever, for me personally, it was funny at the very beginning.
What, this fight?
No, not this.
Sorry.
You're talking about the best. You said the best lightsaber scene, yeah. One of the best lightsaber scenes that I liked of all times. I think it.
I'm wondering what you're going to say, G, because you're prefacing it like it's kind of one of the worst, but you think it's one of the best.
No, I personally think it's one of the best. I liked it. It's the one not in this. It's in Yoda, with Yoda.
Oh no.
Oh, the Attack of the Clones one.
Yeah.
I was right, Matt.
You know what I like about it? Because Yoda is always this like little fragile thing walking like with a walking stick. And then all of a sudden he pops out his lightsaber, he's like burn, bouncing all over the place. And I'm like, what the,
People cheered in the cinema when that happened.
Huh?
I said people cheered in the cinema.
That was amazing. I don't care. To me, it's one of the best lightsaber scenes. It was just, you did not expect it.
No,
I wasn't expecting that answer either.
I bet you wasn't.
I was like, wow, where'd that come from, man? Attack of the Clones getting mentioned on the podcast.
I know.
That doesn't happen.
In a good way.
In a good way, yeah, as well.
Yeah.
So Matt, go on then. You run us through the greatest or not fight in Star Wars history.
I think the greatest for me is Anakin and Obi Wan in Revenge of the Sith. I think that still kind of stands. Although I do also like the Darth Maul, Qui-Gon and Obi Wan in Phantom Menace. I think that's a good
that too.
lightsaber duel.
Yeah,
I think that's.
So you're in the camp that they have to be very stylized and like a dance.
I think
I like where George Lucas was going with that. I think his thinking was that in their prime, the Jedi's were a force to be reckoned with.
What was great about that Phantom Menace as well? I think it was the first time you ever saw a double lightsaber.
Yeah.
Like two, like boom, boom. I thought that was excellent because no one never seen that yet.
No,
that's right.
That was the best. That and the pod race are easily the best things about.
Exactly.
About the Phantom Menace.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that was it really. Pod racing, Darth Maul, and that last lightsaber scene. That's probably.
But again,
Phantom Menace.
We did that marathon. I kind of loved the prequels a bit more after watching them.
Yeah, no, I agree.
Just
I'm still not sure about that. Yeah, I suppose even episode 2 does have some kind of redeeming.
That's Revenge of the Sith is just brilliant from about the last hour.
Yeah.
That is some of the best Star Wars, and like you say, the fight on Mustafar is pretty good.
Yeah,
very good. Very long though, isn't it?
It is. It does go on, and you're right. It is very heavily choreographed, particularly when they're just
Well, no, that's why
I
like the fights in the sequels a bit more because they're a bit more gritty.
Yeah.
So I like Rey and Kylo in the Phantom in TFA, and also I rank the Rey and Kylo fighting on the Death Star in Rise of Skywalker, which I know you don't like, but I just loved. Because that's the first time you see someone stopping the lightsaber with the Force.
Yes, yeah.
It's very Batman v Superman kind of thing because you get that real hum of the lightsaber.
Yeah.
Which happens in this fight as well, doesn't it?
Yeah. Hey, it's art, therefore subjective, isn't it? There's no right or wrong.
We've all come up with kind of like 3 completely different answers, which is kind of good.
Yeah, no, definitely. But sorry, to answer your question. I thought this was, I thought it was a fantastic episode. I thought it was great. My only grumble is it just felt a bit too. Go back to G's point around the length of time of the episodes. This one could have been a little bit longer, really. To be honest with you,
it was 52 minutes, I think.
Yeah, but it felt, it felt like it could have been a little bit more
made
going
it
on.
past an hour and a bit, I reckon.
Did you have any Manberry tears? Any nostalgia? Like throat tightened up a bit and looked away from your missus and hid.
It's like, I've got something in my eye.
Yeah,
exactly. Yeah, and I thought it was amazing. And I thought,
what parts hit you then?
I thought just that whole emotional, where he's let him down. He felt, he was apologising.
Tell by G's face, he's going, "What? These guys were crying, man. What the hell was going on?"
I can't see G at the moment, but yeah, no, I thought the whole, where he's, reveals his face and Obi-Wan sees, Anakin for the first time, and the result of that fight on Mustafar, where he left him for dead on there, and where he feels that whole burden of letting him down, and I thought the way that was then, kind of managed with Anakin saying, you didn't fail me, I killed, Anakin.
Yeah, that was brilliant.
Yeah, just and that that kind of killed all the naysayers around. This isn't canon. That kind of led it all in nicely to
the voice, didn't they?
Yeah, with the interchangeable. Yeah,
and for the first time ever, throughout all of the films, I actually could see the connection, and I realised not I didn't realise, but it made it really hit home that Anakin is inside that suit.
Yeah,
the voice, it doesn't sound like him.
Yeah,
that's the reason why, kind of thing.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, absolutely. I thought that was handled brilliantly. And like I say, my only and also the fight that preceded that. With regards, the duel they had. I think where they, also brought in some, the kind of the Force with the rocks, and they brought in a few other elements as well, which you hadn't really seen. And
I was gasping
that's
out
how,
loud.
yeah, exactly, and that's how Obi-Wan bested him. In that sense of
When he buried him.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
There's some rocks in it.
I was like,
exactly. Yeah.
Like, how dare you do that to Obi, man?
I know. It was ragga.
Yeah.
And then Obi comes back. And he does quite a bit to him, doesn't he?
Obi comes like badass after
He
that.
does.
Hell no.
He
like
cuts
saying,
him on
who
the
the
back.
hell you putting under rocks, boy?
Yeah.
The only missed opportunity there was like when Vader was kind of looking down, was like, I've got the higher ground now, Obi. There was an opportunity there that they didn't take, which probably would have been a bit too cheesy and a bit too fan fiction and fan servicing. So probably a good thing they didn't do.
Didn't think this series had it in them to make a fight that good.
Yeah.
So all the other fights,
it's like it just came at the end from nowhere, isn't it?
But I knew it was going to happen. They were going to fight again.
Not on this level,
but
even
not that good.
Yeah, even when I watched it, I was like, "Wow, this is a badass fight. This is what I've been waiting for."
Yeah. And I was hugely emotional, and then thereafter, it was just that, it just felt a bit too. They could have probably spent a little bit more, building up to that, and and even that interaction as well. Spend a little bit more time with it, and but it was all a bit choppy,
They were intercutting it with Reva going to Tatooine, weren't they?
Exactly, yeah. But you could probably, again, it's important, I guess, for this series. But in the grand scheme of things,
Can we mention
this is why you're watching Obi-Wan, aren't you? You're watching Obi-Wan for this whole interaction, with Anakin and Vader.
We can now guess how many stormtroopers it must have taken to kill Aunt Beru and Uncle Owen.
Where the hell did
It must have been a whole legion of them to take them down.
That's why
They were badass, weren't they? Well, Aunt Beru was in particular.
Yeah, we ain't leaving my home. We're going to fight to the end.
Yeah.
But they obviously live on a frontier planet where there's Tusken Raiders.
Yeah, true. That's true.
So there is some reason why they would have, they might have put up a fight. Yeah, definitely. Yeah, because all you see in the original is Aunt Beru making that blue milkshake. That's it, and then a toasty skeleton, and then a barbecue skeleton. Yeah. They are
It's still pretty disturbing. I remember watching that as like a, I don't know how old I was when I watched the original Star Wars 5, 6 or whatever, but yeah, that was my lasting memory of that film. Toasty skeletons, thinking, what the hell?
That's pretty, for a kid's film, that was pretty graphic, wasn't it, as well?
Yeah, definitely. Yeah. But cool though. Cool that they did that. But so this for me was like perfection, really. I thought, my only criticism, it could have been a bit longer. They could have spent a bit more time, and I like the way they kind of wrapped it all up as well, with the closing the story. You think it's closed,
like, especially with the what was that bit at the end? Obi-Wan, would you like to meet him?
Yeah,
that was lovely though.
Yeah, exactly.
Lovely.
Yeah.
Did you see Ewan's face when he looked back?
Yeah.
Ewan's acting, especially like what Matt was saying in the fight.
Yeah.
So the bit that made me emotional was when, Ewan's almost like he's got tears in his eyes and saying, I'm really sorry for what happened. I failed you, or whatever he was saying.
Yeah.
And that was, that knowing, going back to sort of what happened in Revenge of the Sith. And it's just the weight of years as well, isn't it?
Yeah.
Star Wars benefits from the fact that they call back to things that have happened in our lifetimes a long time ago as well.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's easy to do it for us.
Yeah. And you had the awesome hello there, which is kind of used throughout, and then then you get Qui-Gon showing up finally.
Yeah, that was it was lovely. His speech to Leia when he's saying goodbye to Leia.
Yeah.
And he's saying what her parents are like. That was beautiful.
Yeah.
There's about 4 times when I was going.
Yeah. It was very reminiscent of whenever like Return of the King. The Return of the King is, you have like about 5 endings, don't you? You think, it's ending, it all goes to black, and then there's another scene, and it was a bit like that. There was like about 4 nice, kind of endings where it's all closing it up, in advance of.
Yeah, you're right. It should have been longer, but they did a pretty good job
Yeah, they did.
Anyway.
Yeah.
Weaver's
Definitely.
thing kind of didn't work, but I know it's very dark.
Basically, they could have probably just done without that scene.
She was crying though. The actress did cry.
She did cry, yeah.
Which was good.
She cried to show her emotional side.
Yeah.
She is like that. She has got, empathy. You know what I mean? And stuff.
But yeah, hers is the biggest plot hole in as much, not plot hole, but as in she's still around and she knows who Luke is. So you assume that she dies of natural causes in the next 10 years, or she makes a promise to Obi Wan in season 2 that, or he takes her under his wing in season 2 or something. If there is a season 2.
If there is a season, or there might be a spin-off, you never know. Because I was really pleased for the actress, because she did come under a lot of flack at the beginning there, as we know. But so I think it was quite nice that she had that redemption,
as we all ignored on WhatsApp.
Yeah, which
as
not
Paul,
deliberately
Paul,
so.
No, yeah, it was just one of those things. And then Paul's going, no one talks about this on the WhatsApp.
Yeah.
I was going, oh shit, did I not mention it? Okay.
I thought, I better put something out.
That's what I did. That's quickly start typing away.
I think G has kind of called people on saying, "No, this group is all about like nerd stuff."
Yeah, you called out Kevin before, actually.
Called out Kevin, yeah, exactly, yeah. But yeah, no, I know she come under some criticism. I mean, not the racism stuff, but just as a character, and which I understood some of the kind of character criticisms there, But I'm really pleased for her, because it kind of it redeemed all that, because there was a redemption for her, and she had this
is that becoming a cliche?
Agenda that no one knew, at the end of it, you could just see there was acceptance.
Is that a cliche though in Star Wars?
Yeah, perhaps. Yeah, perhaps.
Everyone does it.
Yeah, you could argue that, but I think there was just a lot of acceptance for a character that wasn't there before, So if they have got ideas of a spin-off, I think it would probably be, it might be, as you say, that maybe they flesh out her character a bit more.
Yeah.
In that perhaps, or maybe she'll show up in some of the other, some of the others. I don't know, with a timeline perspective, whether that will work, but I don't know.
10 years before A New Hope, isn't it?
Yeah.
Just right bang in the middle. So she could show up in. I personally don't. I think she would. If she's going to show up anywhere, it would be a season 2 of Kenobi.
Sure.
Just
do you think they will do a season 2?
Yeah.
Yeah. I reckon.
Ewan McGregor says he wants to do it.
Yeah.
Their viewership.
In a way, it'd be cool, because I mean, I'd love to see him in the character, and he was awesome.
He'd have to no Vader, nothing important. It'd have to be set on
a different story,
and be very local. I think you couldn't have him keep going off and
no. Like Vader all the time,
yeah. I think you're right.
That's been done now, so now they've got to do.
Yeah.
But have they got enough to keep it interesting enough for viewers?
Yeah.
If they had him training with Qui-Gon, it's probably not enough. To be honest, it probably isn't enough. But I think because Ewan McGregor wants to do it, and Hayden Christensen wants to do it, and I think, unfortunately, Lucasfilm, because of this situation they're in, where they have to probably give a certain amount of shows to Disney Plus.
Yeah.
It's probably it's kind of an easy thing to greenlight. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So,
yeah.
What about scores then? Because we're getting close to 2 hours now, so try to wrap it up before someone else gets a call at the door for, some dodgy something from Amazon.
Or the work alarm goes off. Not for you, Paul.
No, what's that? What? I'm just hiding from the kids and the missus at the moment. So G, Matt, so what's your score? I'm guessing a 10 then for this.
It's a 10 for me, yeah.
A 10?
Yeah.
Whoa.
It's a 10, yeah.
Yeah, give a solid 10 this one.
G?
Yeah, solid 10.
10?
Yeah.
This is the first time ever, I think, we've all agreed. And to me, it's 11. It would be 11 if I could give 11.
Yeah.
It was the best hour of Star Wars since The Rise of Skywalker.
You're just baiting us now, aren't you?
I want to get reaction, guys. I want to get reaction. Yeah, so that was it was perfection. The fight and
you know what would be good when we're doing this podcast, I think. Like when we're talking and discussing some of this stuff, maybe to have some visual video in the background on like we discuss, so we play a little clip and then we say, add that in kind of thing.
Yeah.
What do you reckon?
What? What's that? Clips? What does that mean?
Video clips, like of whatever we're discussing.
Oh yeah, they've been going on. Can you not see them?
What are you talking about?
They're on the screen.
There's no video clips on my screen.
And they're, oh shit, man.
No.
I must have wasted all my time putting that clip together.
You're the worst wind-up merchant going, Paul.
Yeah, I know.
No, I was putting one together.
Just take it, innit?
I was putting one together, but it was becoming such a long. It was like it was.
I could
was trying
probably do, like, because I want to get into a little bit of photo and video editing. So maybe I could like put some clips together. And then, if we're discussing it or whatever. I know you are running the podcast and stuff, but
what I will do when
it's just to make it more interesting as well. Add a bit.
No,
more,
I will edit it in.
Yeah.
After.
Yeah.
That's what I'm going to do.
Okay.
But
I think you did that. Didn't you do that on one before, Paul?
Yeah, I did it on the Mandalorian one, I think.
Was it the Mando one, or was it the? What's the very first one we did? Was it the Alien one that we did first?
Aliens.
I did a lot on Alien.
Yeah.
We had
Video editing.
We branched off to discuss Superman, didn't we?
That's right. Yeah.
Superman 2, the greatest film ever made.
It was, yeah, amazing, and particularly the director's cut. That still stands up as like the best.
The famous actor in it,
Christopher Reeve.
And Marlon Brando is in it, isn't he?
Yeah.
Well, yeah, in Superman 2. He's not in Superman 2, mate.
Isn't it? Is he not in Superman 2?
No, he's in the first one.
Oh, he's in the first one.
Yeah. Well, actually, I think he turns up in as a.
Jor-El, is he Jor-El?
He's Jor-El, yeah. He turns up as like a hologram, doesn't he? I think
like in a hologram thing,
Yeah. So when I edit this, it will look quite a bit different than what we've got at the moment, I think. Hopefully. But yeah, no, so that was good, guys.
Okay.
So if we want to do a Stranger Things one,
yeah, I'll be up for that.
I'm going to be watching that. So it's all out now, is it?
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I've got a lot of things to do, obviously. So I'll probably have it all done by Monday.
Yeah.
Watched. No, I'll probably watch it by the end of the week. So a couple of weeks' time.
Yeah.
Or 3
Sounds
weeks.
Good.
Whatever.
3 weeks.
Like, you can't discuss like all of Stranger Things because there's a lot to discuss. There's too many. There's like 4 episodes, and obviously they're quite long, especially the last season.
It's harder to remember what's in each episode, I think, than episodes in Star Wars.
You need to do it like section by section if you're going to do it. Like maybe just do one season at a time and just do like, say, I don't know, the first 2-3 episodes or whatever. You know what I mean? If we do that one, because so much other stuff we could discuss. You know what I mean? It doesn't have to be Stranger Things.
I just started watching For All Mankind.
Oh yeah. Is that good?
It's supposed to be the greatest TV series ever, they were saying.
All Mankind. What's that about then? What's that on?
It's on Apple TV.
Oh, Apple. Okay.
I've obviously got it. The missus has got it on a stream somewhere. And it's to do with the space race, but it's the Russians that win the space race.
Yeah.
And the Americans have to catch up.
Hey, on that stream thing that you're referring to there, have you checked out the because I've got that now. Have you checked out the Old Man with Jeff Bridges?
Not yet.
Oh, amazing!
Good.
There's like 4 episodes dropped already on that, but it's incredible. To think he's like 72. It's like a geriatric John Wick,
Oh, is he?
But it's awesome. Yeah, check it out if you can. The Old Man, it's cool.
And then the other thing I've been liking is the new Star Trek.
Oh, okay, I haven't seen that.
Strange New Worlds. But it's gone back to the original premise of Aliens of the Week kind of thing.
Right.
So that's been it looks visually beautiful as well. It's like a really nice looking show.
Yeah.
Do you guys like comedies like Seth MacFarlane and stuff like that?
Yeah, I do.
Not so much.
You don't, Paul?
I don't seem to find stuff that's. What you mean, like a film, or you mean stand up?
Him is like because he's got a TV series on. What do you call it?
He's the Orville guy.
Orville, yeah.
Orville, yeah.
Have
you seen any of it, Matt?
I haven't seen the Orville. No.
I'm sorry. I kind of like it. It's funny. Yeah, because it's like a sci-fi thing.
Yeah.
And obviously he's had a good budget to do parts of it because it's quite well done.
Yeah.
Funny for someone that's taking, but it's like he's taking the piss, but some of it is quite serious as well. It's really
Star
strange.
Trek, isn't it?
It's like a Star Trek thing, the Orville, yeah.
Yeah.
I started watching it, and I'm already up to like season. What am I up to? Like, I think I've watched a few now of the first season, and I like it. It's all right. It's entertaining. It's different.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's not like obviously as serious as like say watching Star Treks or.
No, yeah.
You know what I mean? But I like it. It's entertaining. But I like Seth MacFarlane because I love the movie what he did, like A Million Ways to Die in the West.
That's right.
Oh, with Sharon Stone.
Yeah.
Charlize, wasn't it? Charlize Theron.
Yeah.
Yeah. Sorry. Yeah.
And obviously he does Family Guy, doesn't he? He's a writer from Family Guy.
Yeah, that's right. And Ted.
That's it. Oh, I love the Ted movies as well.
Ted movies.
Hilarious.
Yeah.
I like comedy.
Ted 2.
Yeah.
Ted 2 is amazing.
Oh, it is, isn't it? With the guy from The Flash, isn't it? What's his name from the movie Flash?
Flash Gordon, yeah. Sam, what's his name? Sam Jones.
That is hilarious. That's it. I don't care. It's really good. Yeah. So I just thought, but I mean, it's not. I'm just throwing it out there because I like it.
Yeah. I'll check that out. I haven't seen that. I've seen it.
Check it out when you got time.
Yeah.
And then movies.
Yeah. No, I'm up to whatever you guys want to do.
Huh?
No one's been to the movie theatre?
The last time I went to the movie theatre was to watch Top Gun, the new one.
Yeah, I saw that. That's the last time I went.
That's brilliant. Loved it. It was actually my missus that was the one that instigated it because she's like, "Oh, have you seen the trailer for the new Top Gun movie?" And I was like, "Yeah." She goes, "Oh, we got to go. Let's book it." Like she sorted it all out, and we went. I was like quite shocked because I didn't think she was into this. She goes, "Yeah, she remembers watching."
Like Tom Cruise, maybe.
No, I think she just remembers watching the first one years and years ago. So she was just shocked that they've even brought out one because this was like 36 years later, isn't it?
Made a lot of money.
Yeah.
Did it?
So
it's over $1 billion.
At the box.
He really looked like he was flying that bloody jet, I tell you, man.
Yes, he was. He was.
Was he really flying it? No, I'm talking about the one when he was like hitting at the very beginning.
Oh yeah, no, he wasn't flying. No,
yeah, that Mark 10 thing where you had to get to Mark 10. Remember?
Oh no, not that.
Yeah. That was amazing.
Yeah.
I don't know. You have to check it out. Maybe he did. I don't know.
No, he did.
No, I mean, not saying he flew at Mark 10, but he might have actually been in the coat.
Yeah, in that thing.
In that thing, yeah.
True.
Because the US Air Force loved that kind of movie.
Yeah.
Because there was an interview saying they don't have enough recruits coming in.
What, really? Recruiting to be a fighter jet?
Yeah, as in, so Top Gun, when it came out, probably was a great boost.
Job, man.
Yeah.
Flying one of them fighter planes, man.
Because if you go back and watch the original, because I took Jensen to see it, but he hadn't seen the original. And you go back and watch the original, and the flying scenes are pretty bad.
Really?
Well, all they're doing is just
oh yeah,
in a cockpit.
But obviously, you got to look at it. It was 36 years ago, Paul.
Yeah, exactly.
So a lot in things have changed considerably, like technology, like visual editing, and all the special effects that they've got now. It's just it's so much improved over the years.
Yeah, it was a great film, definitely.
But those original Top Gun flying scenes, though, of the jets, of the aerial photography, that still stands up. You're right. The cockpit shots, they're clearly just being rocked side to side by a couple of hairy-assed grips, probably, But
the cockpit views just don't work, but everything else is great.
Yeah, definitely.
Cool. All right, guys.
Right.
Great. Cool.
May the force be with you.
Another good.
Another good one. Another 2 years to go before our next one. Or 3 years, is it? When did we do it? I don't know when we did it.
You got to come up, Paul. You got to come up with a name for the podcast group, man.
Yeah, we'll have. On the WhatsApp group, we throw out some ideas, and then if you do get your tickets, G, or even if you don't, we'll get some t-shirts made up.
All right, cool.
Yeah, get those tickets, G.
Get that tickets for Friday, man. It's only £65.
Yeah.
And we can do a live podcast.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. No worries.
He's not convinced, is he?
He's never getting those tickets now.
We won't tell anyone, G. You don't have to put it on the podcast group. You just tell us individually you got the tickets.
Okay.
Yeah, exactly.
I know you're worried about your rep on the podcast
not at all.
on the WhatsApp group.
Not at all.
I might just put up a fake one and say, gee, man, good job to get man. Well done, well done. Okay, have a good Sunday, guys. And
yeah.
see you in the next podcast.
All right, cool. Take it easy.
All right, then, guys. Okay.
See you,
Take it easy. Good to see you. Good to see you, G.
See you, G.
Take care, buddies. Bye.
Take it easy.
Word up.
See you later.
Later.